There are 3 easy steps in creating your resume link. Let me show you how.
Step 1. Register. Go to www.jobs180.com using any browser and click Register Now. Fill out all the information needed. In choosing your resume link, use your full name so that it looks professional and it's easy to recall by potential employers. For example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz.jobs180.com. Step 2. Create and design. When creating your resume, make sure to complete your personal information and upload your profile picture. One of the highlights of the resume link is the portfolio section. In the portfolio section, you can show off your skills by uploading samples of your work like documents, pictures, videos, and your social media links.
Your resume link also features different themes and you can upload a cover photo. This is a combination of a cover letter and a social network cover photo. Here is an example. You can also download a copy of your resume link and print it. Step 3. Apply for a job. There are many ways to apply with your resume link.
First is browsing the job recommendations in your Jobs 180 dashboard.
If you're qualified, click Submit Resume Link. So what are you waiting for? Dress up your next generation resume, stand out brightly among the competitive job seekers in the market, and win the heart of your future employers using Resume Link.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Marketing Me Live. We are live today for Central Mindanao University and we have speakers from Shearwater, Accenture, and DXI Global. So before we start, may we invite everyone to join us for the invocation. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Now, to officially start our session for this morning, we'd like to invite Dr. Jose Alexander C. Abella, Vice President for Academic Affairs.
My respects to our University President, Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Dereje. My warm greetings to the Managing Director of Jobs180.com, our partner, Mr. Kim Chua, as well as the resource speakers. Allow me also to extend my appreciation to the Director of the Office of Admissions, Scholarship and Placement, Dr. Dennis Tan, as well as the Office of Student Affairs Director, Professor Shirley Cordova, for organizing this activity. In behalf of Central Mindanao University, allow me to welcome you all to this year's Marketing Live, which is an online lecture series consisting of modules that will prepare CMU students for their future careers. I guess this year's activity is memorable because it falls within the week-long celebration of the 112th Foundation Anniversary of Central Mindanao University. It is our fervent hope that at the end of this activity, the participants will acquire the knowledge and competency to make their giant step towards the fulfillment of their dreams as they leave the portals of Central Mindanao University. Again, pleasant day to everyone, and mabuhay ang Central Mindanao University.
So we also have another inspirational message here from Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Dereje, CMU President.
My greetings to the Managing Director of Jobs180.com, our partner agency, Mr. Kim Chua, to our guest resource speakers, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jose Alexander C. Abella, to the members of the CMU Administrative Council of Central Mindanao University, students, alumni, friends, and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all. At the outset, allow me to welcome you all to this second virtual webinar with the theme Marketing Me Live in celebration of Central Mindanao University Foundation Day. This is facilitated by the Office of Admissions, Scholarships and Placement, OASP, in collaboration with the Office of Student Affairs, OZA, and Jobs180.com. This virtual webinar aims to provide an opportunity to our students on how they market themselves when they are applying for a job later on and how to make themselves future ready. Also, this webinar not only focus on how our students market themselves, but also on how to stay positive and how to boost their productivity.
Okay, it looks like we got caught, but that's okay. So we have another speaker here. Message of thanks from the managing director of jobs80.com. We have Sir Kim Chua.
Good morning, everyone. To the dear President of Central Mindanao University, Dr. Jesus Antonio Derihe, to Dr. Jose Abelia, to the team of Dr. Dennis Tan and Ma'am Hannah Elegido. So we'd like to thank everyone from our team on behalf of jobs180.com. Would like to thank this opportunity that we're able to provide the services for your students and to your alumni. And we look forward to a stronger, better collaboration to the years to come. Okay? So again, mabuhay ang CMU po at ang jobs180.com.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. So to our audience, welcome to the event today. So please keep on doing what you're doing. So please type in the comment section your name and course. And then later we encourage you to type in your questions so we can answer them after each speaker's talk. So if may friends kayo na wala pa dito, please tag them and please share this video to them so they don't miss out on this event. Attendance and evaluation will be released at the end of this webinar. So please, i-tap niyo po sila kapag kung hindi pa sila gising para hindi nila ma-miss out yung webinar natin today. So here's our schedule for this morning. We have job applications using the resume link, interview tips and communication skills to be presented by Shearwater Health Advisors, motivation and productivity to be discussed by Accenture, and top skills companies look for when hiring fresh graduates to be discussed by VXI Global. So thank you to everyone who is here. Again, please comment your name and course. And as we go along, we encourage you to type in your questions so we can read it after each speaker's discussion. Okay, so for our first speaker, we have job applications using the resume link to be discussed by Sir Kim Chua. He is the managing director of jobs180.com. He has 20 years of experience in sales, marketing, business development, customer service, operations, business process, and human resources. He is a trusted resource speaker and he has done over 1,000 career development seminars in more than 400 plus colleges and universities nationwide. Ayan. So, Sir Kim, you know the drill. Please take it away. The floor is yours.
Everyone, allow me to share to you how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. A lot of you are now looking for a job and exploring for the next chapter in your life. I hope that this session will be able to help you. No, not only you, but the people that you know that needs help in terms of how to make a job-winning resume. Yan. So yan na tinatawag nating resume link. A lot of platforms right now, mga online platforms are being offered left and right. But for you to know paano to magiging job-winning tool or job-winning resume to, meron akong checklist. So go with me, no, with all these checklists. Your checklist should include the following. Number one, kailangan mag-stand out ka. When you look for a job, you have to be able to stand out. Because if you're not going to be able to stand out, then I think you'll just be part of the crowd. You'll be one of the next applicant na wala lang, na hindi mapapansin. Another thing that should be in your checklist is that you should only have one file. Hindi dapat maraming files na iba-iba sinesend sa mga companies. Mas maganda, isang file lang para pag sinend mo, lahat ng details mo nandoon na. Another thing in your checklist is that it should make the process more efficient. Ibig sabihin, mas mabilis mag-submit, mas mabilis makita ng HR, at mas mabilis kayo makontak for possible next steps na or possible job offer na. Now, another thing in my checklist is that dapat tipid ito, wala itong gastos. The tool that I will show you today, wala itong gastos. Libre po ito. At higit sa lahat, itong pinaka-importante sa lahat, this should be in your checklist. The tool should be secured. Okay, more than anything, importante talaga ang data. Pero ang data ninyo, dapat yung protectionan. And using this tool, this is the most secured resume kung tawagin. Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Let me go through the next slides na. Okay? Ito ang tinatawag na resume link. Okay? A personalized URL for anyone can open online anytime. I will use an example para makarelate kayo. If you are John Santos, ang link mo or resume link mo pwede maging johnsantos.jobs180.com. Ganun lang kasimple. At yan na po ang resume link nyo. So how do you make one? Go with me through the 3 simple steps. First step is you have to register. Absolutely, wala tong bayad. Libre po ito. How do you register? You go to the website of jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com at dun ka mag-register on the upper right side of your screen. Now, as you do that, you have to put the basic information. Okay? So, alam nyo na ano mga information yan. Hindi ko na isa-isahin. Babawasan nyo naman at alam nyo naman ano dapat ilagay. Now, as you create your account, you have to use a valid email. Okay? Now, before we go to the email, paalala ko lang, sa mga nag-isip sa inyo, paano kung hindi ako si John Santos, ano gagawin kong resume link? O yan, baka nag-isip kayo eh. So, if ever lang, mayroon kang kapangalan. Okay, just so happen na may ibang John Santos na nauna sa inyo, ano mangyayari? Magkakaroon doon na red na box, sasabihin niya, this name has already been taken. Huwag kayong malungkot. Pag taken na, okay lang, just be creative. Pwede mo gawin, baliktarin mo. Gawin mo santosjohn.jobs180.com o kaya J Santos o kaya Santos J o kaya JS o kaya SJ. Depende kung ano gusto mo gawin. Basta importante, wala kang kapangalan. Okay, wala kang kapareho. Now, when you do this, huwag kayong OA. Do not create yung mga ganong klaseng over-creative na mga resume link because it doesn't look professional. Imagine submitting to a company with your resume link that says eljablo.jobs180.com. Hindi yan mukhang professional. Okay? Now, when you register, please use a valid email. Ito yung emphasis ko lang sa pag-create nyo ng account na dapat gamitin yung email, yung nabubuksan yung email, kagaya ng Gmail, Yahoo, or any email na nabubuksan nyo. Do not create, example lang yung mga email na kagaya ng ganito, patricia@facebook.com na email. Huwag kang gagamit ng joseph@facebook.com na email to register. In short, huwag mong gagamitin yung @facebook.com na email. Because if you use @facebook.com na email, you will no longer be able to receive notification being sent to you by the companies as well as jobs180.com. Importante po na nabubuksan nyo yung email nyo kasi kailangan mo i-verify yung account mo. Okay? It is very important that you verify your account as a proof na ikaw nag-register at pangalawa, para ikaw ay makapag-apply. If you don't do this, if you don't verify, walang mangyayari sa account nyo. Okay? So, sayang lang. So, you have to verify to finish the first step. Okay? How do you verify? Just open your email, look for the link, click mo yung verify, you're done with the first step. Okay? Tapos na yung first step. Ano yung first step? Register. Wala tong bayad. Let's go to the second step. Ang second step, ang pinaka-logical sa lahat. Kailangan kumpleto ang detalye nyo. So how do you do that? You go back again to your account by going to the website of jobs180.com. This time, hindi mo kailangan mag-register. Ang gagawin mo, mag-login. Pag login mo, lagay mo dito yung email nyo or resume link nyo. Kayo lang may alam yan. At lalo na yung password nyo na kayo lang talaga may alam yan. So when you do that, you now go inside your account. Pag nasa loob na kayo ng account nyo, ano gagawin nyo? Mabilis na lang ito. Fill in the blanks. Okay? Now, I don't have to go through all the information here because definitely, alam mo naman, pag sinabi ditong name, malamang pangalan nyo. Pag nakalagay dito address, malamang address nyo. Diba? So, you put all the information ninyo dito. Okay? Lagay nyo. Then, what else do you put in here? Importante po, lagay dito lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak ng isang HR. Kagaya ng social media account nyo. Diba? Hindi lang email tsaka phone number. Bakit? Most of the time, ano nangyayari? Okay, let me tell you. Marami sa inyo nilalagay nyo phone number nyo. Pero pag tinatawagan kayo ng HR, hindi nyo sinasagot. Lalo na pag hindi mo kilala. Hala, sino kaya ito? Hindi mo sasagutin. Diba? Kasi takot kayo, baka nagsascam or whoever yung tumatawag. So, ano mangyayari sa mga HR? Mag-i-email kami ngayon sa inyo. But you don't open email more often that you open your social media account. So, I recommend lahat ng posibleng paraan na pwede ka makontak na isang HR, ilagay mo dito. Kagaya ng mga Facebook nyo or Twitter nyo para mabilis tayo makapag-PM. Private message, makapag-invite for the next step. Okay? What else do you put here? You also put here your work options, yung mga work experience nyo. Pagdating po sa work options, you can see on the screen, you have 4 options na pwede nyo pagpilian. Parang switch lang yan. Yes, no switch, on, off switch. So you can choose here, example, looking for OJT, lagay mo yes if you're looking for OJT right now. And later on, pag hindi na, turn it off. Lagay mo na no. Diba? So depende yan kung anong mas trip nyo or anong mas pasok dun sa hinahanap nyo right now. What the system will do is it will try to match you with companies who are also looking for the same profile with what you have. Yan yung kagandahan ng tool natin. Hindi mo kailangan mag-door-to-door para mag-submit ng resume link ninyo. Okay? What else do you put here? You put here your school under education. Even later on, okay, pagka-graduate nyo, you can also put here your schools. Yung mga nag-take pa kayo ng further studies, pwede mo rin ilagay dito. Okay, so walang limit sa space yan. Pagdating po sa seminars attended, ganun din. Kahit gano'ng karami, pwede nyo ilagay dito. Kahit magkopyahan pa kayo. Just make sure lang alam mo yung seminar na yon. Kaya baka matanong ka sa interview. Pagdating po sa certification, ganun din. Put all the certification programs that you've had, you put it here. Okay? When it comes to the achievement, do not limit your achievement only inside the school. Hindi lahat na nakikinig ngayon ay Dean's Lister. Hindi kayo lahat dito ay honor student. Diba? Ayan, nag-agree marami sa inyo. So, hindi lang po ang achievement nakabase sa academic excellence. Some of you are student leaders. So, if you're active sa school, you also put it here kung ano yung mga pinagkakabalahan nyo. And hindi lang sa loob ng school, even outside the school. If you're active in your barangay, halimbawa, isa kang tanod, ilagay mo dyan. Diba? Yan yung mga achievement ninyo. So you put it here. Bakit? Because what you're doing now is you're trying to market yourself more effectively to that prospective company. Okay? Now, when it comes to the skills and languages, ito yung common observation namin mga HR. Pagdating sa skills, nilalagay mo lang na skills yung mga umiikot lang sa course nyo. Hindi porkat communication arts ang course mo, com arts lang ang skills na alam mo. Hindi porkat engineering ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang engineering. Hindi porkat tourism or HRM ang course mo, ang alam mo lang na skill ay pang tourism at pang HRM. Maybe some of you are into multimedia, into photography, into videography, into something else, arts, crafts, whatever. Lahat ng yan, skills nyo yan. Remember, what you're doing here is you're marketing yourself more effectively. Kaya kung ako sa inyo, ilagay mo dito lahat ng skills na alam ninyo. Pagdating po sa languages, ganun din. Huwag mong ilimit yan sa dalawang lengguwahe lang. Because I'm sure alam nyo na yung dalawa. Kung dalawa lang talaga alam nyo, din dalawa lang. Ano tong dalawang to? English and Tagalog or Filipino. Okay? Now, if you know other local dialect, Bisaya, Kapampangan, Sabacano, Ilonggo, you can also put it here. If you know foreign languages, German, French, Chinese, Japanese, diba, Korean, pwede mo ilagay dyan. Okay? Walang limit sa space yan. When it comes to the references, sigurado ko yung mga references nyo, kilala nyo. Ang malaking tanong dito kayo ba'y kilala nila? Sana oo, di ba? Kasi madalas pag tumatawag kami sa mga references nyo, hindi kayo maalala. So please tell them, ginawa nyo silang reference para at least they know what to tell about you. Okay? Now at this point, to make your life easier, kung sakali lang nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo in your Word file or maybe in your doc file, depende kung anong file nyo, PDF file, whatever file you have. Kung nakagawa ka na ng resume nyo, simple na lang. Just copy all the information inside dito. Now, ilagay mo sa loob ng resume link. Just transfer them here inside the resume link para maging secured yung data nyo. Okay? Kung bakit secured, I'll tell you as we go along. Okay? So, yung mga sinabi ko, I think alam nyo na yan. Alam nyo na yan. Okay? Itong mga susunod kong papakita, ito yung mga amazing na portion. Let me start with the portfolio section. Ano yung portfolio section? This is the part where you now upload evidence of your skills. Example, ano ebidensya na graduate na kayo later on? Diploma. Diba? Transcript. Ano pa? Toga, hindi ebidensya yung toga. Okay? Kung ano man meron nyo, di ba? Certificate, diploma, yan, ebidensya yan. Okay? Kung transcript of records is evidence na graduate na kayo. Ano ebidensya na wala kayong criminal record? NBA clearance, police clearance, di ba? Ano ebidensya na pwede ka pumunta sa ibang bansa? Passport, visa, lahat ng mga sinasabi mong mga skills mo or yung mga what you're claiming that you know, you can now support them here sa portfolio section by showing those documents. Diba? Anong ebidensya na ikaw ay healthy? Meron kang medical clearance. Anong ebidensya na pwede ka mag-drive ng sasakyan? Meron kang driver's license. Diba? So gets nyo na yung sinasabi ko. Ang point ko lang is you can now put the things here to support yung claim nyo of your skills. Now, you're starting to think, Sir, kung pare-pareho naman kaming graduate sa school namin, pare-pareho kami magkakaklase, same yung course namin, same yung school, same yung teachers, same yung curriculum, pare-pareho lang naman kami lahat, walang experience sa trabaho, how will we stand out? Ayan, di ba? Okay, ito ngayon yung isang magandang recommendation ko sa inyo on how you now stand out. You get your smartphones. Kunin mo yung mga smartphones nyo. Kung wala, manghiram sa kaibigan. Okay, hiram mo sa kaibigan mo. I-record mo yung selfie video mo. You say something interesting about yourself. Record it in about 30 seconds to 1 minute lang. Huwag na masyadong mahaba. Ano gagawin mo? Pretend that you are being interviewed by the HR. So you answer basic questions like, tell me something about yourself. O, di ba? Ano yung mga gasgas sa tanong natin? Why should we hire you? O, di ba? Just imagine na tinanong ka ng HR at sasagutin mo na lang siya. Ang maganda lang ngayon, recorded mo. So, kung di mo type yung sagot, edi-delete mo. Pag type mo, you save it. Then you upload it sa YouTube or sa Vimeo. Maraming mga video channel na libre, yung mga video converter sa online. Hanapin mo lang. And when you're done, you put that video link doon sa portfolio section nyo. O, di ba? This time, it will definitely make you stand out because depende na to sa diskarte mo on how you're going to present yourself. Okay? So I leave it up to you on how you do that. Now, another thing for you to do, na sure akong hindi to makokopya ng classmate mo, ay yung picture mo. Diba? So you put your profile picture here. Now, when it comes to the picture, hindi kailangan sobrang formal na formal. Hindi kailangan pumunta sa studio. Huwag na kayo gumastos. Ang importante dito, tumingin kayo sa camera. Plain background. Okay? Plain background, tumingin kayo sa camera. Wear something, of course. Wear something decent. Okay? Do not upload profile pictures that look like the right side of your screen. Yung mga sample na yan, hindi po maganda example yan. Okay? So, huwag kayo maglagay ng ganun kasi mga sample ng profile picture. Now, another good thing pa that will make you stand out using the resume link is your cover photo. Yes! A picture paints 1,000 words. Yan ang kasabihan na very, very applicable dito. A lot of you who are listening today, hindi kayo gifted with writing skills. Hirap kayo i-express ang inyong feelings at inyong thoughts into words. Hindi mo ma-type, hindi mo ma-sulat. Tama? Hirap tayo eh. Bakit? Hindi natural sa atin yan. Pero pagdating sa picture, kaya mo i-express yung inyong personality. Look at the examples I'm showing you. Look at the one on the left. Ano siya? Isa siyang ophthalmologist or optometrist. Sabi naman ng iba, eye expert. Di ba? Yung sa kanan, ano siya? Sabi ng iba, sir, parang IT. Sir, techie siguro kasi maraming gadget, pati stapler, gadget niya. Di ba? Halimbawa, o sabi ng iba naman, sir, parang makalat. O depende na kung how you are going to interpret it. But now, the way I see it, itong taong to, multitasker. Okay? Another good example I'm showing you is this one. Someone from psychology, someone from neurologist, or maybe someone who knows left and right. Ganun lang kasimple. No? So, depende yan how you're going to express yourself. Okay? Another good example pa, ito. Itong person na to, ang gusto niya sabihin, there's no shortcut to success. You will be able to reach your goal by taking one step at a time. O, di ba? So, I'm showing you good examples. Hindi yan member na Akit Bahay Gang. Hindi rin po yan social climber, in case that's what you're thinking. So, kung nagpakita ko ng magaganda example, I will also show you yung mga hindi magandang example para wag niyong gagayahin. Huwag kayo magpapaka-misteryoso. Okay? Make sure you put your picture there. Okay? Kasi maraming pangalan ngayon interchangeable. Ako mismo, guilty ako dyan. My name is Kim. A lot of people think babae ako. Ako rin mismo, napagkakamalan ko yung mga aplikante, pinakita ko, Chris, George, Alex, Sam. O, diba? Minsan isipin ko, Joey, lalaki. Yung pala, babae. Diba? So, you better put your picture there para at least alam ng HR who to expect. Okay? Now, when you make your resume link, dapat may laman talaga yan. Kasi kung walang laman yan, ganyan itsura niyan. Blanco. And how do you expect companies will look, or HR from companies will look at your profile if you submit to them resume links that look like this? It's like submitting a piece of a paper, bond paper, or long bond paper, short bond paper na walang laman except pangalan mo. And that's the same as this one. So hindi yan papansinin ng mga HR for sure. Okay? Sayang lang oras nyo tsaka oras ng HR. Kailangan attractive. Okay? When I say attractive or catchy, do not overdo it naman. Now, this is just in my opinion. In my opinion, I think this one is not a good example. Kasi ang dating niya parang tamad, parang happy-go-lucky, parang chill-chill lang, no? Parang gano'n na dating. So, I leave it up to you on how you'll be, expressing yourself na dito. Okay? So, sa mga personality nyo. Alam niyo na anong dapat nyo gawin at hindi nyo dapat gawin. So, showing a very good example is si eye expert. Tignan mo, lahat ng detalye niya, kompleto. Everything. From top to bottom, kompleto lahat ng details, including yung kanyang mga portfolio section na nagpapatunay na siya ay isang licensed ophthalmologist. Pinakita niya lahat ng mga posibleng hingiin pa sa kanya ng mga HR. So bakit ko sinabi sa inyo na napapabilis yung buhay dito? Hindi lang buhay nyo. Pati buhay din ng HR napapabilis because once you submit all this information to that company, when the HR opens your resume link and sees everything about you, dalawa lang ang pwedeng mangyari niyan. One is, nahuli mo attention, gusto kanya ngayon kausapin or schedule for the next step like interview or possibly job offer, or hindi ka nag-fit. Yun yung second. Di ba? Para at least, ang maganda rito, hindi na pabalik-balik, hindi na siya tatawag para sabihin, hello ma'am, meron ka bang evidence na graduate ka na talaga sa school na yan? Can you send me your transcript? Diba? Can you send me yung mga evidence or yung mga sample skills o sample work mo kasi you are in IT or in graphic design, diba? Gets mo ibig ko sabihin, wag nang pabalik-balik, sayang yung oras. Okay? Time is of the essence, lalo na ngayon. So you put everything there, at least pag nakita ng HR, diretso na kagad sa pagprocess sa inyo. Okay? A lot of you are now thinking, Sir, pag gumawa ako ng resume link at nilagay ko lahat ng information ko dyan, baka naman yung mga data ko nakakalat na sa buong mundo. Baka naman yung mga information ko nakalantad na sa buong internet. The answer is, no. Kaya nga siya tinawag na the most secured resume. Okay? Bakit siya tinawag na most secured resume? Because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings. Follow the screen. Inside your dashboard, when you log in, you can go to your settings. Sa settings mo, to be specific, puntahan mo yung privacy settings. In your privacy settings, you choose the information that you want to show in public. Halimbawa lang you do not want to show your birthday. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita yung address mo. What do? Turn it off. Ayaw mo pakita ang inyong references. What do? Turn it off. So lahat na naka-off, hindi lalabas sa public. At sino may control niyan? Kayo lang. O, di ba? Ang maganda pa rito, real-time update yan. Halimbawa, today, you decide not to show your birthday, your address, and references. And then 5 minutes later, you decide, sige, pakita ko na nga birthday ko. Turn it on. Real time. 5 minutes later, the moment you save your settings, lahat na binigyan mo ng resume link, updated na rin sila real time. As in real time. Di ba? Ayos, di ba? Sige, tuloy natin. Tuloy pa natin to. So, reminders ko na lang sa mga late na dumating or kakakinig lang, when you make your resume link, make sure that your profile is interesting and attractive. Okay? Wag OA. Iba yung over naman yun. No? Wag naman ganun. So, make sure it's attractive, it's catchy. Complete all the information, especially your contact details. Kasi sayang naman lahat ng ginawa mo, nahuli mo attention, hindi ka makontak ng HR. So, better make sure nandyan yung mga contact details na updated. Okay? So, yan. So, tapos na tayo sa 2 steps. Last step na lang. Ano yung first step? Recap lang. First step is register. Wala tong bayad. Libre po yan. Second step is for you to complete the information. Yan ang pinaka-logical. And the last step now is for you to submit. So, you're now thinking, okay to paano ko gagamitin ngayon yung resume link? Bigyan kita ng iba-ibang paraan. Okay, lahat ito practical application para makarelate kayo. Unang option, pumunta ka sa website ng jobs180.com. That's www.jobs180.com, and that's where you now start to look for companies. Type the companies that you're looking for. Pag may lumabas, edi good. Pag walang lumabas, edi wala. Okay, huwag din pilitin. Okay? Now, you can also see there a lot of companies, a lot of company logos that you can shop around, you can choose, learn about the company, and if you want to be part of the company, I recommend you submit your resume link kahit na hindi ka pa qualified. Let me repeat what I just said. If you want to be part of an organization, if you want to be part of that company, even if you are not yet qualified, I recommend you give your resume link to that company. Bakit? Imagine, kung ngayong hapon, ngayong araw, nagsubmit ka ng resume link sa isang kumpanya na naghahanap ng 3 years experience na aplikante. Wala ka pang 3 years experience. Okay lang. Because nabigay mo na yung resume link mo sa kanya, pagdating ng 2024, siguro naman by that time, meron ka ng 3 years experience, di ba? Kasi nag-work ka na ngayon by 2021. By 2024, may 3 years experience ka na, pwede ka na ma-qualify dun sa position in-applyan mo. And you never know. That company might just contact you later on, provided that your details are still updated. So you have to update those information real time. Ayos ba? Ayos, di ba? Wala nang pabalik-balik. Hindi mo na kailangan magbalik-balik dun sa kumpanya para sabihin, nag-apply po ko sa inyo last year. Ako po yung OJT nyo 3 months ago. Wala nang ganun. Okay? Another practical application. When you submit your resumes through email, how do you do that? Madalas, ito ginagawa natin. Mag-email tayo, sasabihin natin, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position, and this is my resume. Ano gagawin nyo? I-attach mo yung Word file mo or PDF file mo. Tama? If that is how you're doing it, wag mo nang gawin yon. Wag ka na mag-attach ng anything sa email. Pampabagal lang yan, tsaka makaluma na yung style na yan. Bakit ko sinabi yon? Kasi hindi mo na kailangan talaga mag-attach ng anything. Ang gagawin mo, i-type mo na lang doon sa email mo yung resume link mo. Example, Dear HR Manager, I would like to apply for the following position. And this is my resume. In this example, Antonio Juan de la Cruz, 01.jobs180.com. That's it. Submit. I look forward to hearing from you soon. Thank you. Send. Every time meron kang babaguhin sa details mo, hindi mo na kailangan padalhan yung HR. Kasi kung ginagamit mo mga attachment, ang kulit niyan ang kulit, saka nakapagod. Anong gagawin mo pag nagbago ka ng phone number? Dear HR Manager, this is now my updated resume. Mamaya-maya, 2 weeks later, nagpalit ka ng phone number. Ano gagawin mo? Dear HR manager, this is now my updated, most recent resume. O di ba? Every time meron kang babaguhin, padala ka na padala doon sa HR. Nakakapagod yan, hindi lang sa part nyo, kundi sa part din namin sa mga HR to keep track which one yung pinaka-updated na details. So this time, wala na kailangan. Palit-palit na lang kayo ng details nyo, update-update na lang sa loob ng resume link. Ayos ba? Ayos pa. Okay, tuloy pa natin to. Okay? If you want to print your resume, this is now the good news. You can now print your resume link. No matter how much information you have, the system will try to compress everything into one page. So kung gusto mo talaga mag-print ng papel at mag-submit sa mga kumpanya, walang kaso. Pumunta ka lang sa dashboard mo, hanapin mo yung print na option at mamili ka kung 1-column or 2-column version ang gusto mo i-print. What the system will do is it will try to compress everything into one page para tipid na. O, di ba? Now, usapang tipid. Ito mas tipid pa. Gusto mo mag-print ng resume pero gusto mo magtipid. Itong gawin mo. Gumawa ka ng resume link card. Ano tong resume link card? Sa isang pirasong long bond or short bond paper, mag-design ka ng maraming resume link card. No, maliliit lang, parang business card ang dating. In one piece of paper, I think you can make 10, 20 sets of cards. Depende sa size ng papel mo. At ang importante na ilagay mo dyan sa resume link card mo ay syempre ang inyong resume link. Diba? So, hindi mo na kailangan ilagay lahat ng details mo sa resume sa loob ng maliit na papel. Lagay mo lang resume link mo. And that is what you now give to the companies when you start applying. Look at the picture I'm showing you. Di ba? Tipid. Hindi lang tipid. Secured pa. Tingnan nyo. If you submit yung big paper resume nyo, long bond paper, sinubmit mo sa isang kumpanya, nag-apply ka. For some reason, nilipad ng hangin. Yung nakapulot ng papel na yan, alam na buong detalye mo because everything is in that one-page printout. Now, if you lose that small piece of paper, don't worry. Meron kang peace of mind. Bakit? Yung mga kapulot niyan, limited sa privacy settings mo because you have the ultimate control over your privacy settings kahit na i-type niya yan sa browser. Okay? So, ang recommend ko rin sa mga nakikinig, use the gadget. Take advantage of the technology. Use your gadget, your laptop, your cellphone, your tablet, kung ano man. Okay? Para ngayon kasi, this day and age, technology na ang gamitin natin. Kung mano-mano pa rin kayo, wala kayong gadget, okay lang, huwag kayong malungkot. You can still submit to the companies by just simply writing the resume link on a piece of paper. As simple as that. Okay? So, again, sa mga nagtatanong, ano yung mga guidelines ko para makagawa ako ng job-winning resume? Ito yung guideline ko. Ito yung checklist ko. Are you using the right tool? That's the ultimate question. There are so many tools right now, but these are the things that you should consider when you make your resume. And that is the resume link. It already addresses the following. Number 1, security ng information mo. I hope by this time, you have peace of mind. Ito na ang pinaka-secured na information because you have the ultimate control over your privacy setting. Pangalawa, the speed of hire becomes faster. It becomes more efficient because whatever you need, whatever the HR needs, you can already put it inside the resume link. Another thing is that it's flexible. If you want to print, just in case lang gusto mo talaga mag-print ng resume nyo, you have the option to print it. And you don't have to worry about saan ko sinave yung file na yan, saan ko tinago, wala nang ganun. Just log into your account and print. Mamili ka lang kung 1-column or 2-column version. At higit sa lahat, wala po itong bayad. Tipid po ito. Walang bayad. Okay? Ang kailangan mo lang, of course, internet. Sa mga nag-iisip sa inyo, sir, kailangan ko ng pan-data, pwede ka naman makakonect sa internet na walang data eh. Punta ka sa libreng wifi. Di ba? Baka yung kapitbahay nyo may libreng wifi, o makagamit ka muna. Later on, pag may trabaho ka na, may sweldo na, bayaran mo yung wifi niya. O, di ba? Bawi-bawi lang yan. No? Give and take. And there are a lot more benefits to just what I've mentioned. Marami pang iba. You can share your resume link to whatever platform you want to share it to. Gusto mo i-text? Gusto mo siya i-private message? Gusto mo i-send via Viber? Kayo bahala. Pwede mo i-share. Basta kayo may control. Ganun lang kasimple. No? Kung hindi mo ito binigay sa kahit kanino, hindi malalaman to nung taong yon. And you don't have to save it to whatever USBs or hard drive. No need na. Wala rin tong mga tipong version na kailangan pa mag-compatible. Walang ganun. Lahat ito compatible. Pwede lahat. Okay? So, shout out na lang ako. Shout out to all our school partners. By the grace of God, right now, we have about 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide, including your alma mater. So, thank you. We're very thankful for this opportunity that we're able to do this kahit tayo nasa loob ng bahay, kahit kayo ay nasa loob ng bahay. So, hindi tayo physically nagpe-present, pero nakakatulong pa rin tayo, especially if you have friends or relatives whom you think would need this tool. Please share this to them. Okay? Sa mga nagtatanong naman ng mga frequently asked questions, sasagutin ko na. Ito kasi yung mga common questions na kadalasan tinatanong sa akin. Ang tanong, can I give my resume link to companies who do not know about jobs180.com? The answer is absolutely yes. It depends kung sino ang bibigyan mo. Ikaw may ultimate control niyan. Okay? Pangalawang question, is this the same as other job platform like LinkedIn, JobStreet, iba pang mga job site? The answer is no. Meron tong dalawang major difference. Yes. Lalo na pagdating sa security. Okay. Of course, explain lang ako Okay. With respect to the other sites that I've mentioned, let me just use JobStreet as an example para lang mas makarelate, no? Para makarelate. You can only use JobStreet resume if you're applying to companies who are also using JobStreet. If you're applying to a company who is not using JobStreet, you cannot use your JobStreet resume anymore. With your resume link, you can use this to any type of company, any platform, wherever they are. Kahit sa loob ng Pilipinas or sa labas ng Pilipinas, pwede mong applyan. Kahit hindi niya alam ang Jobs 180, basta alam niya ang resume link mo, pwede niya mabuksan ang profile at makita according to your settings. That's the first difference. Pangalawang difference, kung nabigay mo na, kung na-submit mo na ang JobStreet resume mo sa isang company, wala ka nang pwedeng baguhin. Lahat ng data mo nandun na yan sa HR. Yes. Hindi na magbabago yan real time. With your resume link, na-submit mo today, mali pala number mo, na-submit mo today, mali pala yung spelling mo, you can always edit it, enter, save it, real-time update. Lahat ng binigyan mo ng resume link, updated real-time. Ayos? Okay, tuloy tayo sa number 3 question. Number 3 question is the easiest question. Ang tanong dito is, can I keep my information secured? I hope by this time, na-convince ko na kayo na ito na ang pinaka-secured na platform. Okay? That's the reason why I'm sharing this to you. Okay? Number 4, I think this is the most important question. How often should you update your resume link? Ang sagot dito, hindi araw-araw, hindi linggo-linggo, hindi buwan-buwan, hindi taon-taon. Ang sagot dito ay every time. Every time na meron kayong babaguhin, lalo na ang contact details nyo. Yan ang importante. You have to update your contact details every time na meron kayong papalitan doon. Kasi yan yung paraan para makontak kayo ng mga companies. And the last question is just a trivia. Why is this called jobs180.com? This is called jobs180.com because we want to turn your life around. Yan, di ba? 180 degrees. Hindi siya 360. Kasi kung 360, bumalik ka lang kung saan ka galing. Di balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang, balik-balik ka lang. Di wala nangyari. Di ba? So you have to do it 180 degrees. It's a straight line towards your career goal. Okay? Just in case may tanong pa kayo, nahiya magtanong, pumunta lang kayo sa website namin, sa jobs180.com, or email me here sa info@jobs180.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram para makakuha kayo ng mga latest trends in recruitment. Okay? Again, my name is Kim Chua. Don't forget yung wa. Okay? Baka Kim Chu lang maalala nyo. Na nagsasabing, be safe at isang magandang araw po sa inyong lahat. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Kim. Okay. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. So I'll go first para makapag-isip kayo. So first question ko, sir. Totoo po bang may nabablacklist kapag hindi reply sa messages or hindi nag-attend ng interview?
Okay. Maganda yung tanong na yan kasi sa panahon ngayon, there's a lot of applicants who are, parang they don't they don't see na yung value of replying or informing the companies, no, yung importance nun. So to use the word blacklist is subjective kasi yung iba kasi pag narinig yung blacklist parang forever banned ka na dun sa kumpanya, no. I'm not saying na forever banned ka na dun sa kumpanya because it really depends on how the HR or the team of that company will be treating yung ganung klaseng misbehavior ng aplikante. Pero one thing is for sure, just a word of advice to all the audience out there, wag na wag niyong gagawin yun, no? Hanggat maaari, kung kayo ay nag-confirm sa isang interview or sa isang schedule at may oras na kayo napag-usapan, wag po kayong biglang nag-ghosting, no? Wag kayo biglang hindi nag-show up or hindi nila nagpaparamdam tapos kayo pa yung hinahanap ng mga HR ng mga kumpanya, because that will not give a good impression. Okay? And remember, hindi lang sa kumpanyang yon, no, mangyayari yan. People in the HR, they know the rest of the other people then in other companies and they move around. So ayaw mo mangyari na maalala ka nila, no? Yan si example lang yan si Juan de la Cruz. ano yan, hindi nagpapakita yan, hindi nagko-confirm yan kahit hindi nag-show up yan kahit nag-confirm na yan. And that will be something na later on might be brought to another company, no? Kasi ginawa mo dun sa HR na yun, and the HR they say move to another company. So I don't recommend that you do that. Okay? To be blacklisted, depende na kung yung company talagang mayroon silang notes na nilagay nila, this person should never be part of our company ever because of not showing professionalism. O yun, diba? Ayaw mo mangyari yun. Diba? So, yun lang. So, yun ang paalala ko. Wag na lang. Mabuti na iwasan. Diba? Yung ganun. Kung maiiwasan naman.
Next question, sir. Is it okay to apply to positions not directly related to my course?
Applying to positions not directly connected to the course is yes, it's okay. It is okay. Wala naman pong kaso as long as you have the skill sets for that. And in fact, I do encourage the audience out there to apply to kung saan yung hilig nyo, kung saan yung passion nyo. So kahit ikaw ay nagtapos ng halimbawa lang nagtapos ka ng education, no, it doesn't mean na you'll end up teaching. Kasi later on, baka ang hilig ninyo nasa photography, mahilig kayo sa multimedia, o diba, sa mga arts and crafts. Depende kung anong hilig nyo. Then, you pursue your passion. Okay? Yon. Pero mas maganda, syempre, you follow kung ano yung course nyo. Kasi yan yung, kahit paano, may head start ka na, may basic knowledge ka na dun sa course mo. Pero to answer lang the question of Ma'am Shari, hindi ka limited dun lang sa mga company na connected sa course ninyo. Okay?
Okay. So, to our audience, pwede po magtanong pwede kayong maglagay ng questions niyo sa comment section natin. Next question, sir. Why is your first job important? And how can this make or break your career?
Okay, the first job is important because you will not have a second job without the first one. as I joke about it, there's always the first one, di ba? Pero seriously speaking, why is the first job very important? Kasi some people use the first job or they accept the job offer for the sake lang of having a job or for having to make ends meet. Kasi syempre may pangangailangan tayo, no? Kailangan natin kung ano man yung ano natin, lalo na sa mga breadwinners na nandiyan nakikinig ngayon, minsan tinatanggap na natin yung trabaho, basta lang, no, meron tayong maisahod, no, every 15th or 30th. Now, when you do that, tapos hindi ka naman talaga desidido or gusto mo talaga yung course na yon, you might end up being stuck doon sa ganung klaseng field na yon. Kasi nasimulan mo na eh. Diba? And then later on, you'll be moving to the second job which has totally no connect to the first job kasi yung pangalawang job, yun talaga yung gusto mong trabaho, halimbawa lang, then you could consider that as like you doing it like a first time ulit. Diba? First time ka nagturo ngayon, hindi mo talaga gusto magturo, halimbawa lang. Tapos yung gusto mo talagang gawin na trabaho maging multimedia or maging graphic designer. So when you apply to a graphic design position, which is technically your second job, pag tinignan mo sa experience yon, parang first job pa rin yun. Kasi yung first job mo na kinuha mo, totally walang connect eh. I hope you get what I'm saying. No? So, sayang lang yung oras. Yun yung mangyayari dyan. Sayang lang yung oras na pinuntahan mo sa una. Now, kung sakali lang, nandun kayo sa situation na wala talaga tayong choice, while you're still waiting for the dream job, yung gusto mo talaga maging trabaho, wala pa talagang tumatawag, wala pa talagang offer or opportunity, then I do recommend you get something that's somehow related doon sa magiging gusto mo talaga maging trabaho para ma-hone yung skills mo. Ayun. Now, ito na yung worst case na masasuggest ko because that happened to me before, no? That happened to me before when I finished school. Syempre, 'di ba? Ano tayo wala nang pahinga, hindi na uso yung pahinga, diretso kagad trabaho. Kaso lang yung gusto kong mag-applyan na trabaho, hindi pa talaga available at that time, no? Hindi pa open. And maybe you are in your career kung saan you're in your state kung saan hindi ka pa talaga desidido kung ano talaga yung gusto mo. Lahat pero you're not really sure na yan talaga gusto mong pasukan. So ano pwede mong gawin? Try to find a company na pwede maka-develop sa skills mo. Then I think yan na yung pinaka kung tawagin pangkonsuelo, 'di ba? So you're able to meet two birds, 'di ba? You're able to hit two birds pala, no? Natuto ka na, nadagdagan ka na ng skills, tapos you're able to make ends meet din or your objective mo to at least get some savings. O, diba? So, yan yung dalawang pwede mangyari. But never ever take a job or accept a job na hindi mo talaga gusto. Kaya wag na wag mo gagawin yan kasi later on, pag tinanggap mo yung trabaho hindi mo gusto, hindi ka rin magiging happy. At anong gawin mo dyan? Para ka na lang, pinipilit mo lang ang sarili mo magtrabaho. Kasi nga, nandun ka na at napunta ka sa sitwasyon na nahirapan ka na lumabas pa later on. Okay? So yan,
Okay,
yan ang
sir.
sagot ko dyan.
We just got the questions here from our
Hmm.
audience. Mabilisan
Okay.
lang, sir.
Okay,
From
mabilisan to.
May
Okay.
Saludes. Hello po, good morning. If ever I'll apply to another company from another country, is it possible that my information will be translated to their language automatically? Is this possible?
Oh, if you're talking about resume link, we don't have a translation, no, for the resume link. Now, if you want to create, if your question is to create a resume with details in your resume link example that is translated to their language, then you can, of course, use marami na mga systems right now or mga apps that can translate. So you might want to put in your sentence, tapos let it translate to whatever language that is, and you put that sentence in your resume link. Pwedeng ganon. 'Di ba? Yun yung recommend ko. No, if you really want something na mas friendly to that company or to that specific country that you're applying to. Okay?
Pero dapat may functional language pa rin siya nung
Oo.
language ng kabilang ano.
Oo, kasi baka mamaya
Otherwise,
i-assume din nung HR marunong ka nung lengguwahe na yun, 'di ba? Halimbawa, marunong ka mag Spanish. So, yun ang ginawa mo ngayon, no? Eh hindi ka naman pala marunong mag-Spanish, 'di ba? So, yari, baka mamaya biglang sa interview mo tanungin ka ng straightforward na Spanish na language. So, 'di ba? Sabi mo, "Hold on, let me just get a translator." Ganun na mangyayari. Okay?
next
Ayan.
question from Lars Za. Sir, you mentioned earlier that it is okay to apply in a company even though they didn't know about jobs180.com. What if they don't have an idea about the resume link? Is it still okay to use?
Yan, salamat din sa tanong na yan kasi marami bumubulabog sa isipan natin, no? Parang pag ginamit ko yung resume link sa mga companies na hindi naman nga alam ang Jobs 180 or first time nila na-encounter ang resume link. Now, this is my very, very practical tip, no? Be polite. Okay, maging magalang tayo sa pagsagot. Okay, halimbawa lang, no, nangyari sa'yo yan. Baliktarin ko yung scenario. Si Lars ang naka-receive ng something na hindi mo alam. Anong usual reaction natin? Di ba, we normally ask, ano ito? Or what is this? 'Di ba? Yan. So when they ask you that, never ever answer them na, "Ha, hindi mo 'yan alam." 'Di ba? Hindi ka in, wala ka naman sa uso, ma'am. But never ever answer like that kasi medyo bastusan yung dating nun. And tandaan nyo, ang mga HR, tao lang naman sila eh. Parang tayo, no? Tao lang din naman tayo. Mayroon tayong mga puso't damdamin, di ba? Mas sensitive din yan, masasaktan din. So tell them or explain to them politely. Sabihin mo lang, "Ma'am, sir, yan po ang aking resume." Diba? At your own time, at your own convenience, pwede mong buksan yan sa kahit na anong browser. Google Chrome, Firefox, Android, Safari, whatever gadget you're using, laptop, smartphone, tablet, kung ano pa po yan, makikita nyo po yung information ko. At ang maganda dyan is kung may kulang ako or may kailangan kayo, pwede ko i-attach anytime. Real time pa yung update. O, diba? So, pag na-explain mo to sa isang HR ng maayos at magalang, of course, be polite, and the HR will be able to understand that, I'm sure, no, that HR bilang isang tao rin, kagaya natin, no, human nature, when we understand something and we appreciate that tool, mas matutuwa pa siya. Kasi convenient siya sa part ng HR. Diba? Ayun. So I hope I was able to answer your question. You just have to explain to them. Okay? And by the way, right now, marami na pong companies ang may alam. Though I'm not saying all of them knows about this, pero marami na pong mga companies alam na ang jobs180.com, mainly because if you look at the equation, meron na kami more than 400 plus colleges and university partners nationwide. Bawat isang school partner natin, kagaya po ninyo sa CMU, na bawat isang school partner natin, ay ini-introduce kami nung school sa kanya-kanyang mga company partners. So, kung yung company partners na yon ay alam na ang resume link, most likely, yung company na yon partner din siya ng ibang school, example, or na iba pang mga events or activities, na kapag ginamit ng isang aplikante yung resume link niya, malaki ang possibility na alam na niya ang resume link. Now, just in case lang, hindi nga niya to alam first time, then just be polite in explaining to them. Okay? Ayan.
Okay, thank you for that, sir. So now, sir, we'd like to present you the certificate of recognition. So the CMU Office of Admissions, Scholarships, and Placement would like to award the certificate of recognition to Sir Kim Chua in grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation for the invaluable services rendered as resource speaker during the webinar Marketing Me live via the CMU Facebook official page given this 13th of September 2022 at Central Mindanao University, Misuan Bukidnon, signed by Dr. Dennis Tan, Director for OASP, Dr. Jose Alexander Abella, DVM, PhD, VP for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Jesus Antonio Derrihe, DVM, PhD, CMU President. Ayan. Sir Kim, thank you once again.
Maraming salamat din po. No, it's a pleasure to be of service to CMU. Thank
Thank
you.
you, Sir Kim. Have a great day.
Have a great day too. Bye-bye.
Okay. So now let's proceed to our second speaker. So our topic will be interview tips and communication skills to be presented by Sir JC Lopez, Recruitment Manager for Shearwater Health Advisors. Sir JC has 17 years of experience in the recruitment field, hiring for both overseas and local employment. He earned his EB Psychology degree in De La Salle University, Manila, and has over 17 years of work experience in recruitment, 9 of which is in a leadership capacity, supporting both overseas and local employment. He has supported various industries like BPO, maritime, IT, financial, and CPO. He is currently a recruitment manager for Shearwater Health. Sir JC, if you're ready. Hi, sir. Good morning. Ayan.
Hey, Shari.
Sir,
Good
let's test
morning.
your screen. Let's test
Yes.
your deck, sir. Ayan. So
Yeah.
right now, sir, we have 800 plus people from CMU watching us live, and they are from various courses. So binabasa ko lang yung mga courses nila, sir, na nilagay dito. We have
Mhm.
food tech, BSBA operations, ME, nursing. Ayan, sir. Sir,
Mhm.
I see your deck. So I
Yep.
leave it to it, sir, and I'll go back for the Q&A after 20 minutes. Thank you, Sir JC.
All right. Thank you, Shari. And thanks, Kim, as well. And thank you, CMU, for inviting us over to this session. We are so happy to be here. Uh, right. So I believe most of you, if not all, are about to reach the end of the line of your school life, and you're about to embark into a new journey. And for most of you, that is employment. Right? And there's absolutely no way that you will be employed without being interviewed. So I'm here today to briefly discuss with you tips and tricks on how you guys will be able to ace your job interviews. Okay, but first and foremost, I would like to briefly introduce my company. I am from Shearwater Health. We are a clinical process outsourcing company. We provide dedicated teams of remote and on-site clinicians here in the Philippines. We solve over 3,000 medical and administrative problems every hour of every day. So for those who are in the medical allied course, this is a good opportunity for you to use your clinical competencies and maintain a professional and corporate work experience, which is recognized globally. So we are a company of mostly U.S. registered nurses, Philippine registered nurses, employees in the medical allied field. We have medical coders, and we also offer NCLEX and Medical Coding Academy. So if you guys want to know more about us, about our opportunities, you can visit our website, and you can also visit jobs180.com/shearwatercpo. Ayan. Okay, so job interview. Let's get right to it. So what is it? What's the purpose of the interview, and how do we ace it? Right. So a job interview is basically a conversation between a job applicant and a representative of an employer. So this is conducted to assess if an applicant is a good fit for the role, and if the company is a good fit for the applicant or for the person applying for the job. Right? It's always a two-way. It's a two-way road. It's not just a one-way street. It's a two-way road. You have to check if the company is good for you, and at the same time, the company would check if you are good for them. Okay. So what is its purpose? So it offers the employer, the companies, insights about you, your personalities, your abilities, your skills. How would you fit into our culture? How would you fit into our team? How would you fit into the job? Right? And it allows you to the chance to discern whether the credentials and the career goals match with what the company seeks. So again, as I've mentioned, it's a two-way street, right? It would help you check, is this company right for me? Is this the job which is aligned to my values, to my goals, etc. You get to know more about that during the job interview. Okay, so it's not a Q&A portion. Okay, it's a conversation, right? So at some point during the interview, you get to ask a question. At some point during the interview, most of the time, the interviewer would be asking the question. So how are we going to ace it? Preparation is key, right? You put your best foot forward, and of course, you review the interview. So when we say preparation is key, we need you to know you want to know what you want. Okay, you do your research and you practice. These things should happen before your interview. Okay, know what you want. You set your personal goals and professional goals, and what kind of impact you would like to make in 3 to 5 years time. I would like to be this person. Is this the company that would help me reach that goal? If the answer is yes, then maybe that's the company for you. I have no plans in 2 to 3 years time. I just need to make ends meet. Will this company provide? If the answer is yes, then go for it. So it would really depend on your goals, right? Short term and long term goals. You have to weigh both short term and long term goals, right? What kind of impact would you like to make? Uh, for all of you guys, sorry, for most of you, this is potentially your first jobs, and this will be your foundation to your future career, right? So, what impact would this job make? What impact will I make in this company as well? So, the first company is usually your training ground to set yourself up for the next level, right? To the next level and to bring you closer to your goal. So, is this company the best company that would help me reach my goal? Yes or no? So if the answer is yes, then go for it. If the answer is no, put it in the back burner and check out other opportunities. All right? You do your research. Okay? Research about yourself. So I included this one. Research about yourself. Most of the time, this is where most of the applicants stutter when we ask you guys about yourself. Right? This during the interview, you set aside your humility. I'm sure marami sa atin pa-humble, right? But this is not the type to be humble, right? You have to set aside humility, but you have to be truthful at the same time. Remember that being interviewed is you selling yourself, right? So how do you want to package yourself, right? You have to make sure that you know the details about the product and what is the product that's yourself, right? So you have to research about yourself. You have to make sure that you have the right packaging, right? And that's part of your presentation of your preparation. I'm sorry. So you find out the minimum skills, requirements, and qualifications of the job, and check company culture, management style, hours of operations, career growth, and length of tenure. So basically, you research about yourself, you research about the job, and you research about the company. Right at this day and age, doing your research is as easy as opening a Google and typing the name of the company and typing the position title. There you have it, right? It's as simple as that, and a lot of times a candidate fails to do that, right? Most of the candidates go inside the interview room unprepared. And for you guys, I hope that you guys do your research. Okay, most importantly about yourself. Okay, you also have to check the location and the work setup. What is it that you want? Do you want to work from home? Are you okay to work in the office, or are you preparing to work overseas? Right? Is the work setup going to be feasible for your lifestyle, etc. So again, you do your research, right? Because there at this point in time, there's hybrid setup, there's permanent work from home setup, and there's also on-site work setup. Okay, so find your niche. What does the company need? What does the company want? And what do you want? Right? You practice. I think Kim also covered this a little earlier. Anticipate potential questions. Right? Again, you research what are the most commonly asked interview questions. And this is something that we will discuss later in the next few slides. Right? Buddy up with a friend and practice in front of a mirror. There's no better way for you guys to practice than with a friend. Right? Have somebody you trust critique you, or practice in front of a mirror, and that way you would find out how you would potentially look like during the interview, how you would be able to deliver your answer during the interview, would be able to check what is your best angle, etc. Because again, you are selling yourself, right? You are going to make the best packaging possible during the interview. So make sure you anticipate potential questions, you practice, practice, practice. And again, you have to master selling yourself. Okay? Not to the point though that you would be scamming your interviewers. Okay? Just like everybody else, ayaw natin na nasa-scam tayo, di ba? And again, you are going to set yourself up for failure if you won't be truthful when you sell yourself or if you oversell yourself. So again, set aside humility, right? Master your product, but be truthful. Okay? Meron bang defects yan? Meron ba yung areas for improvement? Meron ba yung kailangang konting training pa? So you have to again research about yourself, okay, and practice how you'd be able to deliver such answers. Okay. You put your best foot forward, you dress and act professionally, you answer the questions with confidence, and you ask questions. Uh, right, what does dress and act professionally mean? So, dress appropriately, whether this is a face to face interview or a virtual interview, you have to dress appropriately. Okay? Para kayong nanliligaw, right? When you court someone, right? You have to dress the part. Similarly, during your interviews, you have to dress the part. Is this someone who looks like someone who would work here, or is this someone who I'd fear to be sitting beside with when I'm in the office, right? So again, it's your packaging. Uh, how would you express yourself? How would you show yourselves to your interviewer, right? Arrive 10 to 15 minutes before your interview schedule. So it's a major red flag if you are late during the interview. Okay, so be sure to allot time for your travel, allot time if it's going to be virtual for you to prepare your laptops, your desktops, and make sure that your internet connection is stable. If it's a face-to-face interview, make sure you bring an extra copy of your resume and offer a firm handshake if they allow you, and if of course if it's face-to-face, right? Check your internet connection, your background, and your audio. If this interview is going to be virtual, make sure your internet connection is stable, your background is clean of any potential distractions, walang dadaan sa tabi-tabi, walang tatalo na aso or ng pusa, right? It's clean, and your audio is working properly. We can hear you properly. You can hear your interviewers properly. Okay? And speaking of properly, you need to sit properly as well. Slouching is a form of unprofessionalism. So make sure that you sit smart, and you look uptight, or you look smart, right? Dress the part, basically. Okay, dress and look the part. Now, you have to also work on your communication skills. Okay. If you are applying for a multinational company, BPOs, or a virtual assistant for an overseas company, you have to anticipate that you will be speaking in English at all times. Okay, and it's gonna be a major red flag if you speak a different language. Now, it's gonna be a different scenario if you guys are applying for a local company, right? Or a company that is catering to local clients. Kasi doon, pwede kayo mag-Tagalog or mag local dialect or local language, right? But if it's a multinational company, which most of the applicants would look out for, expect always that you will have to speak in English at all times. Okay, so you work on your communication skills. You listen. You don't just hear, you listen. When you say you listen, you have to understand what the interviewer, what the speaker is telling you or is talking about. If there are any, to avoid any misunderstandings, you have to ask for clarifications. You may ask them to repeat just to make sure that the whatever statement has been said is communicated properly to you guys. Okay? You have to listen. Now, you have to be clear and concise with your answers as well. Again, this will not happen if you do not practice and if you do not do your research. Okay? Clarity and conciseness of your answers would really reflect on how well you prepared before your interview. Your interviewers are trained to check on that. Okay, and lastly, you have to smile all the time. Okay, isipin nyo na lang yung mga Miss Universe, no? Kahit how pressure-packed the scenario is in front of the audience, they are able to smile just because they already prepared beforehand, and they are able to cope with pressure. So same thing with you guys. Every time, all the time, during the interviews, you have to smile. Okay, your interviewers can smell blood, can smell if you are very very nervous, and smiling will help mask that. Okay, and it would help you relax. Tao rin naman yung kausap nyo. Tao rin naman yung katapat nyo, no? So we do feel, and smiling would really help ease any tension and would help relax you, both you and the interviewers. Okay. Next, you ask your questions usually after the interview, and personally, I do this after the interview. I would ask my applicant if they have any questions, and I do appreciate if and when the applicant has one or two questions, because it means that the applicant is really interested to get that job, or is really interested to be part of my team. Right. So, what are the common questions that is being asked? What do you like most about working here? So, this tells me that uh, you are somebody who's interested to be part of my team, and you are interested to check out if what we like would match yours, because at work it's not purely work. Most of the time it goes beyond the boundaries of the office. There's always that after work collaboration, which most of the employees go through. And at times, it really helps kapag meron kayong friendship or relationship after work, because it helps nagre-reflect siya during work hours, right? How much teamwork you have, how much collaboration, and how fluid the team is. So that's one question asked mostly by people who really stay in the company for long. So what do you like most? What do you like least about my answers? This is just you basically checking out or asking for feedback, which I like as well, because it tells me that you want to improve further and you like to be better, right? What are my career options here in 3 to 5 years time? So in 3 years time, so this tells me that you're somebody who's willing to stay here, not for 3 months, not for 6 months, but for a long time, because you're already checking career options in the future, right? 3 years time. So you're already setting your mid to long term plan with my company, with our company. Okay, finally, what are the next steps? So this tells us that you are really interested in the job and you really are interested to get feedback. So it's important that you ask this one. That way you'd know the timing when you'd hear from them again, right? If you will need to take an exam or there would be another interview, again, to help you prepare further for the next steps. Okay? Review your interview. So have a post-interview review, kumbaga, no? So the highlights and lowlights of your interview, check your areas for improvement, and send your interviewers a thank you note. Okay? Interviewers like us, no, we do like candidates who know what they want in their career. So again, I've told you, when you do your research, when you've done research in yourself, you'd be able to answer that. What do I want to happen next 3 to 5 years? Because once you already have a goal set, you'll already be able to track what road to take to get to your destination, right? And is this company the right place to get to my destination? So we'll find that out. We'll be able to find that out, during the interview. You guys should know, you guys should know your strength, and you should be able to think independently. Applicants who have researched themselves well and have researched the companies well, know their strengths and are able to think independently. That we are able to assess that during the interview. We also like people who like to problem solve and who are proactive. Again, what is the sign that you are proactive? If you are asking questions, especially towards the end, right? We like that we do like that in an applicant. Okay. Smiling also helps us identify if you are a happy person, and you are happy to learn new things, and you work well with a team. Right. Finally, we do like applicants who are responsible and who are able to commit. Commitment in employment nowadays is becoming a challenge just because there are a lot of opportunities here and abroad that allows employees to jump from one ship to another. So we do like candidates, or we do like candidates, yeah, who has a plan with our company for the long run, because that means that we can develop that person, we can promote that person, we can teach that person, train that person to be a better employee within our company, within the confines of our company. So commitment is key. Okay. Tell me some. All right. So a few interview questions, most commonly asked. And again, guys, if you do your research, these questions will also come out, right? These five questions. Though. So again, you have to research. You have to review, right? And you have to practice how you will answer this question. Tell me something about yourself is most likely the first question, if not one of the firsts, to be asked by your interviewer. I'm pretty sure about that. And most of the time, unfortunately, candidates do stutter with this question. Okay, for you guys, I do hope that you are able to do some research and practice how you will be answering this one. And this is the best time to put your best foot forward and to make sure that you would be leaving a mark, that the interviewers will not forget you. Okay, why do you want to be part of this company? Again, you'd be able to answer this if you are able to research about the company and uh, align it with your personal goals, like I've mentioned earlier, right? Okay, corollary to that, what are your long-term plans and goals? Again, we are checking if your long-term plans and goals is aligned to the company, or we can provide you with that plans or goals, right? Because as employers, we do want to help our employees reach their plans, reach their goals. So as early as during your interview stage, we do want to check what are those. Okay. Similarly, how do you see yourself 5 years from now? So pretty much the same question. Now, tell me about a time when you dealt with a difficult person. What happened and what did you do? So we do like to ask situational questions just because we want to see if you are a critical thinker or if you have enough experience to get you to land the job, right? If there's any difficulty before, right, that you can share, and again, you do your research, you look back at your college life. Is there anything difficult that you have to deal with, or is there a difficult person you have to deal with? What happened and what did you do, right? So again, you focus on the challenges. If you're part of an organization, were there any challenges in your organization? Were there any challenges in your thesis? Were there challenges in your academics, etc.? Because those are the things. And how did you cope? Because those are the events, or the events where that you have to consider when answering these questions, because it's specific to you, right? It's not a motherhood scenario, it's not a generic scenario, it's specific to you, and we know, we are able to identify that it really happened. And you have to be able to explain, of course, how did you cope, how were you able to overcome that obstacle. Okay, and finally, why should we hire you? Again, interviewing is selling yourself. This is the best way to sell yourself. This is your final pitch, kumbaga, right? This is most likely going to be asked, the last question that would be asked, and this is the last time that you will have the opportunity to sell yourself. And again, you cannot answer this effectively if you do not do your research and if you do not practice, right? For your interview. Okay. All right. I hope I was able to impart a few things that would help you prepare for your job interview. I wish you guys good luck, and I do hope for the medical allied course graduating students, we do see your resume in Jobs 180 soon and process you and be part of Shearwater Health. Shari, over to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that, Sir JC. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. Let us know if may tanong kayo, lagay nyo lang sa comment section. Sir, I'll go first.
Yep.
First question, what are the misconceptions that you want to clear with regards to working in the BPO, CPO industry? Para lang po
This
ma-clarify sa job seekers natin.
Okay, so well, Shearwater, we are identifying ourselves as a CPO. We're a lot different from BPOs just because our direction is clear. We are the home of the clinicians now. But just to quickly answer your questions, the misconception is that it's a dead end job. BPO is a dead end job. It has always been the go-to message of a lot of people. No, it's not actually, especially if you make a career out of it. I have a lot of friends who are management graduates. They started out as BPO employees. Now they are still working in the BPO, but they are able to practice what they studied in college, because they are now team leads, they are now operations managers, shift managers, quality assurance specialists, etc. Because there's a career progression. It's not taking phone calls all the time. Being a BPO employee, again, what you are seeing, which seems like a dead end job, is the first step. Everybody starts somewhere, right? The first step is being a call center agent or a BPO agent. From our end, from recruitment, you have to be a recruitment associate. You have to do a lot of paperwork before you become a supervisor, before you become a manager, etc. Similarly, for BPOs, for CPOs, you have to start somewhere. You take in calls, right? And if you do well, right, you get the promotion. You get to have more trainings. You get to have more opportunities.
Ayan, thank you for that, sir. So, madami pong wag po kayong, wag po sa our audience, wag po kayong maniwala. Kaya po misconception yun. Kasi BPOs talaga ang, yung industry po na yun ang bumubuhay sa Philippine economy. Ayan. Ang
Correct,
laki ng
absolutely.
contribution nila when it comes to we're talking about GDP, GNP, and malaki yung
Correct.
contribution nila. Next question, sir. How many interviews do you normally do in a day, and how many candidates would proceed to the next step? Are we like looking at madami po ba bumabagsak or madami yung pumapasa? Just let us insert on a couple of insider info.
For entry level position, usually the fail rate is really high. It's about There's a 40% chance that you'll pass. So 60% you'll fail. So in 10 applicants, maswerte kami if we are able to get 4 applicants who pass the initial assessment. Okay. And then after that initial assessment, you go through an exam, and then you go to the final interview. Usually yun naman yung steps, no. And last I checked, 8% ang going pass rate. So it means to be able to get uh, if you have if there's an if there's 8 openings, you need 100 applicants to apply. So ganun kadami yung candidates that we process on a daily basis, just to be able to arrive to that one applicant who would fit into the role.
Matanong lang din, sir. Ano po yung usual na binabagsak? Or kung meron pong pwedeng i-quantify, ano po
Mhm.
yung usual nila binabagsak? Language assessment po ba?
For the
Um,
For the entry level roles, usually if you read the job description or the requirements, sometimes during the pre-screening stage, andun na agad yung disqualifiers. No? Like for example, we need somebody who is a graduate of this and that course, and sometimes you do get candidates who are applying who's from a different course, right? So there's a big chance that they would be left out. No, they would be removed from the pre-screening stage. We also, during the interview stage, most likely it's their lack of preparation. During the interview, when we call them, "Are you ready for a 10-minute interview?" They would stutter a lot. They would suddenly speak different languages, or it's really that lack of preparation uh, that sets them up for failure during the interview.
okay. Last question, sir. Tell us about Shearwater and the open roles for fresh grads.
Okay, so Shearwater is, again, as I've mentioned earlier, we are a clinical process outsourcing company. It's Our partners are all in the US. So we provide remote and on-site support to the healthcare facilities in the US, to most of the healthcare facilities in the US. Administrative support. So there's a clinic or there's a hospital in the US, and they outsource their administrative work to Shearwater. So basically, that's the easiest way to explain it, no. And for our career opportunities, for fresh graduates. And we do cater we do hire for fresh graduates who are graduates of medical allied courses. So nursing, PT, radiologic technology, occupational therapy, etc. So we do offer opportunities to these courses, to most of these courses. Sometimes you do have openings for non-med allied course, but for our med allied openings, the open opportunities are more on the back end, back office associates, again, helping in the administrative side of our partner clinics onshore.
All right, thank you for that, sir. Sir, we just want to accommodate one question from the audience.
Sure.
From Hannah, sir, malalaman niyo po ba if yung applicant ay hindi prepared during the interview?
Oh, yes. We do. Know if you are unprepared, if you stutter a lot. Your communication, the way you communicate with us tells us if you are prepared or not. Um, Confidence is a sign that you are prepared and you have prepared for the interview. So if you guys stutter a lot, or if you are going around the bushes a lot, we would be able to identify that you are unprepared for this. And it's tells us that you are real not serious about landing a job or landing an opportunity at this point in time. So again, preparation is key.
Okay, ayan. So, thank you for that question, Miss Hannah. So, sir, they prepared a certificate for you. Would like to present it po. So, the CMU Office of Admissions, Scholarship and Placement Certificate of Recognition is awarded to Sir J.C. Lopez in your grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation for the invaluable services rendered as resource person during the webinar entitled Marketing Me Live by the CMU official Facebook page. Um, Given this 13th day of September 2022 at Central Mindanao University, Musuan, Bukidnon, signed by Dr. Dennis Tan, PhD Director for OASP, Dr. Jose Alexander Ciabelia, DVM, PhD, VP for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Deriheb, DVM, PhD, University President. Thank you for this, Sir JC. We'll try to send it via email.
Thank you. Thanks everyone.
Sir, we hope to invite you in other sessions, sir. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir JC. Have a great day. Okay. So don't worry guys. If you have questions na hindi umabot, we'll ask it to our next speaker. Ayan. So next topic for this morning, we have motivation and productivity to be presented by Ms. Agot Reyes, Recruitment Associate Manager for Accenture. Ms. Agot graduated with a bachelor's degree in psychology in 2014 at LPU Manila and received her postgraduate diploma in business administration in DLSUD in 2019. Has over from over 8 years of being in HR, she spent most of her career working in universities and colleges nationwide for academic and industry partnerships. Right now, she is currently handling campus strategies for consulting and corporate functions. Ayan. Miss Agot?
Hi,
Hi, ma'am.
Shari. Good
Good
morning.
morning. Ayan. Ma'am, can we test your deck?
Yeah, sure.
Ayan.
Let me just
Ma'am.
share my
Ayan,
screen.
ma'am. We see it, ma'am, on our end.
All
Loud
right.
and clear din po kayo. Ayan. So, if ever, ma'am, you have glitches, I'll come in and advise you. Tapos po, you have 20 minutes for discussion and I'll be back for Q&A. The floor is
All
yours,
right.
Miss Ak.
Thank you. Thanks, Shari. So, hi, everyone. Good morning. So, again, my name is Agot Reyes, and I am from Accenture. So, I am part of the campus strategic sourcing team. So, basically, what we do is we reach out to different universities and schools nationwide for events like this. No, so thank you for inviting Accenture as well in behalf of Jobs 180 as well. So, for this morning, we're going to talk about one of the most important recipes for success, which is motivation. So this is actually an excerpt from two modules under Skills to Succeed Academy. So S2S is an online platform now hosted by Accenture, which is free of use for all of the students who are listening here right now. So I'll give the link as well later. So these are modules coming from Module 4, What Makes You Tick? And second is using your skills to succeed, which is our module 10. But don't worry, I'm not going to spend 1 hour to discuss both of these topics. No, I already summarized to give you the most important topics within these modules. So, ever wonder how people keep doing the same thing day in and day out? Once you start your employment, no, or once you start working in a company, you'll encounter people or employees who have been within the same company for over 10 or even 15 years. And you might ask them and you might wonder what's keeping them motivated. Ayan, okay. So, it may be hard also to stay motivated at times, no? Sa school pa nga lang, di ba? So, you've been with the school, I don't know, 3, 4 years. But sometimes you lose the passion to study. Sometimes you lose the motivation to attend your classes, to complete your task, and whatever it is that you're required to submit or do sa school. So what more once you're employed and you'll be doing the same type of job. So it's not different subjects, the same na same din yung gagawin mo time day in and day out. And the important thing is for you to of course look into the things that will motivate you. So staying motivated talks about the things that helps you and drives you towards your goal. And it also talks about the things that help you get up in the morning or the things that help you go through difficult situations and tasks. No. Though again, sometimes it's hard to really find your motivation, especially if you're too tired doing the same things over and over again. But keep in mind that finding the right motivation will help you be more efficient and explore more opportunities around you and about yourself. And so motivation is the crucial element in setting and attaining goals. But please keep in mind that there's no single definition of what motivation is, no? Kasi one motivator, for example, the motivation of your classmate may not be the same motivation for you. Because again, motivation is a choice. Ayan. It can be hard to keep the newness and excitement of a new job going strong, and you must motivate yourself. So, walang any other people who is assigned or responsible for your own motivation but yourself. So, you have to look for that one motivation that will keep you doing and will keep you focused and doing the same things over and over again. But keep in mind also that motivation is not always positive, no? There is something that we call negative motivation. Negative motivation is the behavior that is resulted from the anticipation or fear that a negative outcome will occur if you will not do a specific task. So, an example ng negative motivation. So, for example, you're out with your friends and it's almost late in the evening, so siguro mga 9 p.m. And you decide to go home. And the reason why you decided to go home early is because baka pagalitan kayo ng nanay nyo. So, that's negative motivation because that's a negative outcome. What's a positive outcome naman of that, no? For example, you decide to go home because you wanted to rest early. Gusto mo magpahinga because you have classes the day after. So that's positive motivation. But regardless if that's negative or positive motivation, the result of that motivation is mostly positive always. All right? So now, um let's talk about 5 tips to stay motivated. Because again, there's no single definition and there's no single motivator for everyone. So, I'll be giving you 5 tips for you to also identify no kung ano yung mga possible motivations that you can find out no within yourself. The first one is start each day stress free. So, first create a morning ritual to keep you focused and organized. For some people, no, there are people who would like a hefty cup of coffee at the start of the day. So meron mga taong hindi naka-function well if di sila nakapagkape sa umaga. And I have a lot of office mates who are like that. For some people, they like working out or doing an exercise every morning. That is to also keep them energized for the whole day. For some, hindi sila makapag-start ng work or makastart ng classes if they don't take a bath, if they don't wear their makeup or take care of themselves no before starting their tasks for the day. And again, it may be different for everyone. So for you, think about something that eases your anxiety maybe in the morning or something that really relaxes you at the start of the day para at least before ka pang mag-start sa mga task mo or sa mga activities mo na nakalatag sa buong araw na yon, you will be able to at least relax yourself and make yourself more comfortable and start your day right. Ayan. So second is prioritize. A checklist that prioritizes what needs to be done will help you keep focused. Okay. And I hope most of the people here who are in this call has a note on their side now. So whenever I have meetings or I attend a conference or anything, I usually write down notes because it helps me refresh my memory after the event or after the meeting kung ano na pag-usapan at ano yung mga kailangan kong gawin. Okay? And of course, it's the same kapag nasa school kayo. Actually, working is like school as well, no? So, you have different subjects. When we attend meetings, that's also like classes where we have to take notes. But once you're an employee already, there are a lot of assignments that you have to complete, and that's the reason why you'll need a checklist or a note beside you whenever you attend meetings or discussions. Not only sa school, but of course once you're employed already. And I hope you're also familiar about Eisenhower's principle about urgent and important. So, if you search about it, yung Eisenhower's principle, it talks about the things that or yung prioritization mo on which types of tasks will you have to prioritize first. So dun sa principle niya, he identified the things or tasks that are urgent and important. So there are things that are not urgent but important, or things that are not important but urgent. So ano ba kailangan yung unahin within the day? So according to the principle again of Eisenhower, you have to prioritize the things that are urgent plus important. Okay, so yun yung mga kailangan mo nang gawin right now. So ano example nun? If you have, for example, assignments or projects that are due, for example, today at the end of the day, no, that's both important and urgent. Important because it's our school requirement. It's urgent because it's due today. So it's a deadline na, and you cannot do it tomorrow because again, meron tayong fina-follow na deadline at school. So the second thing that you have to prioritize after yung urgent and important are the things that are urgent but not important, no? So you have to identify those things. Ano ba yung mga urgent but not important? Like for example, you have to clean your room, or you have to do something else that are important. Sorry, that are urgent but again not important. Sorry, that's the third one. The second one is the things that are important but not that urgent. So some of the examples of this are, again, for example, you have projects that are not maybe due today, but maybe due the week after, and you have to identify those things because later on you still have to do and complete those tasks. And then lastly, based on the principle, let go of the things that are not important and are not urgent. Okay, ano ba example nun? For example, going out with friends when you're busy, no? Or playing games, mga mobile games right now, very rampant, or doing social media or scrolling through your social media if you're hindi kayong type ng person na pala upload, no, or pala post in social media. Sometimes ako personally minsan naubos yung time ko in scrolling on Facebook or on Instagram, and it may be inefficient sometimes, no, but if that relaxes you as well, that can also help. But again, prioritize those things that are more important than those that are not urgent and not important. Okay, so I hope you got something out of that. Third is recognize the journey. So it's important to keep reminding yourself why you chose your goal. So when you're at school, no, ano ba yung goal mo? Of course, makagraduate. But on top of that, why did you choose your course? And I believe it was mentioned by Sir Kim din kanina on his talk, no, na sometimes it's hard kapag you're taking the course na hindi pala yun yung gusto mong gawin later on in the future. So, it's important to identify those things ahead of time for you to also have the solution for it. So also make sure that you're not going into the opposite direction. And again, losing motivation may result you in again going into a different path. But if you will be able to recognize and identify yung motivators mo to help you go through that journey. So do it because again, you'll be more efficient and you'd be able to explore more opportunities about yourself and around your environment if in case you are motivated. So that's very important. Fourth is reward yourself. Ayan. So always take time to celebrate your success and reward yourself. So there are types of people, no? Yung mga medyo workaholic type of people who would like to do things one after the other. Like for example, ako, kapag nag-work ako or siguro when I was in college, whenever I do things, I like to do things ng magkakasunod. Ayoko nang may pause or merong like magre-rest ako after the task 1, tapos task 2, I'll do it. After that, I'll rest before the third task. I like to do it magkakasunod because I usually lose momentum. And kapag na-lose ko yung momentum ko, I will have a hard time developing the momentum again to do the next task, no? So it depends on you kung ano yung gusto mong pacing and in completing your tasks. If you would like to reward yourself after each task, or if you would like to do all of the things all at once, tapos after nun, reward yourself. And reward yourself doesn't mean like going into Shopee or Lazada and buying things, going out and eating out expensively, no? Siguro yung reward yourself may be something as simple as taking a rest, or again playing mobile games or using social media. So those are the small rewards that you can do, but at least you'll motivate yourself. And sometimes it works, no, na you'll deprive yourself of the reward para mas ma-motivate kang gawin yung task kaagad ahead of time. So I hope you also do that, because again, work-life balance is very important, and hindi lang sa work yun. I hope you also do that at school, no. Have work-life balance kasi you might experience burnout if masyado nyo namang dine-deprive yung sarili nyo of relaxing or of happiness. So keep that in mind as well. Lastly, it's maintain perspective. Remember that moments of discomfort are temporary. So allow them to strengthen you as well. So admit it, no. Same with work. Like for example, ako right now. So again, yung work ko is on campus partnerships and university partnerships, and there are months really that are super stressful, I would say, na sobrang kailangan mo mag-overtime, siguro mga once a week, ganyan, or have an extra work or an extra time in delivering your task. But actually, merong mga days and merong mga weeks or months even na hindi talaga super stressful. So like again, on my end, yung stressful months for me would be like this month, start of school, because I'll have to reach out to a lot of school partners, no? Or at the end of the school year, because I'll have to reach out to the schools to tap possible graduates or those candidates who are looking for employment. But during the summer term, like ano na bang summer term right now? I think June, July, or July and August now for some. During those months, I don't have a lot of work next external. So I don't talk to the schools much, because of course most of them are on vacation. Yung mga estudyante, most of them are already um employed already. So, meron talagang mga ganong months. Same with the students, no? So, hindi naman siya everyday grind ka ng grind. Hindi naman everyday 10 yung pinapapasa sa inyong projects or assignments. There are days na medyo maluwag and you're relaxed. Admit it, no? There are days na medyo stressful, sabay-sabay yung mga assignments and projects. But again, there's always a rainbow after the rain. So, always remember that. And tandaan nyo na it will always pass. So, hindi naman siya laging ganon. And there will be times that you will not experience those like again anxiety or those discomfort anymore. So just remember that, and that will also help you maintain your focus and focus on the goal as well. Ayan. So now that we were able to identify the 5 tips to staying motivated, let's now define what makes you tick. What makes you tick, meaning what drives you, no, or the things that cause someone to behave a certain way. So these are the feelings, opinions, concerns, and other stuff as well. And if you're having a hard time identifying what makes you tick, these 4 areas will help you identify it. So we have interests, strengths, style, and motivation. So for you, let's just define each of the areas first. And these are actually screenshots. Yung mga following slides are actually screenshots from, again, our Skills to Succeed Academy. So number 1, again, interests, no? So How do you identify your interest? So it answers the question, what do you like, or what do you like doing? So these are also the things that make you feel energized, and the times you really sit up and pay attention, no, and what you like to read about, for example. So ano yung mga gusto mo sa buhay? Ano yung mga gusto mong gawin? Ako personally, I'm doing, sometimes I do crochet, mga crafts, art crafting, ganyan. So that helps me, is my discomfort at times, no. So that's something that makes me interested, and I also like talking to people. So even before, no, when I was in college, I really decided to go into psychology because I like listening to people, I like talking to them, I like giving counseling, mga ganyan. So it's going to help me in the future if you again take up a course that is aligned with your interest. So second, how does this help with your career choices? Meaning, what how will knowing your interest help you with your career choices? So, you have to answer the question, why do you like your interest? Bakit mo ba siya gusto? Is it the feeling that you get, the people you do the activity with, or is it something else? So, for example, you might like going to the movies because you like telling your friends about new films and being the go-to person for recommendations. So, if that's the case, it may be good to try and find a career that has an element of this. So again, same with me, no. So I like talking to people. So yun yung reason why why I took up psychology before, and why I tried to have a goal of being a future HR, or at least a clinical psychologist before. Parang yun yung gusto kong gawin dati. But here in the Philippines, for most entry level graduates in psychology, the usual path is for them to go through HR. Ayan. So next, for strengths, ayan, how do I identify my strengths? So kung kanina, yung interests, what do you like doing or what do you like, yung strength naman, you have to ask yourself, what are you good at? So saan ka ba magaling, no? So think of actual examples when you have done something and there has been a positive result. So when people have told you that you've done a task well, ask for feedback from family, friends, co-workers, or teachers to understand your ability level. So, what are the things that you find easy to pick up or learn? So, saan ka magaling, no? So, saan yung skills mo and saan yung strengths mo aligned? This may be things to have, that you have natural ability for. So, knowing your strengths, again, what will be the benefit of knowing your strengths in identifying your career choices, especially for those who are graduating? So, are any of your strengths suited to a particular career? Meaning, yun bang skill mo? Is it aligned, or meron ka bang naiisip na career or type of job that is actually aligned with it, no? For example, if you're good with numbers, you might want to look into a career that involves that skill. Are any of your strengths transferable that can be taken into a particular career or job? You're more likely to succeed when you are playing to your strengths. So, as mentioned earlier, I took up psychology because I like talking to people and I like listening to people. So, if I'm going to translate that onto a specific or particular career, that will be HR and actually marketing, because yung work namin right now is partly marketing and branding as well, no? So, I hope you also find that alignment with you. Like for example, you're a business course graduate and you're good with numbers. So you might, and you should be able to, of course, find a job that is aligned with it. Sobrang daming um jobs, job openings right now. Sobrang daming companies na nag-hire lalo ngayon, no? Accenture is also one of those companies. Hindi kami nawawala ng opening or ng demand within Accenture, especially for fresh graduates. So you just have to really look for a specific career that is again aligned with your passion as well, para hindi naman mawala yung motivation nyo, no, agad once you start working in a company. So I hope you find that strength as well. Third is motivation, or the things that would motivate you or make you happy during a normal day. Ano ba nagpapasaya sa'yo? Ayan. So, times when you have worked hard in the past and why. So, think about that. And think about as well the times you have not worked well and what you think would have helped to motivate you. Ano ba yung dapat nagawa mo before? Na sana ginawa mo siya para hindi mo na-lose yung same type of motivation na yon. So motivations that drive you in general. So again, motivations. For example, why you get out of bed in the morning, or whether you are driven by a purpose or something you feel strongly about. So we talked about that already earlier, no, how to define your motivation, no. So how does it help, no, when it comes to your career choices? So to work hard and be successful, it helps you to be motivated. And if certain tasks motivate you, consider careers that will allow you to do them. For example, if you're motivated by presenting in front of people, look for careers that allow you to do this. So there may be people, no, na gusto yung mga people engagement who would like to talk to people again, not only someone from HR, like for example you're a BSBA major in marketing or related courses, and you like doing sales pitch, you like um talking, no, so you should be able to again find career choices that are related to that. So if you're motivated by a purpose such as helping people, for example, then consider careers that involve this. If you have specific goals in or outside your career, consider careers that will allow you to work towards them. Like for example, if you're motivated by earning lots of money so you can buy a car, look for jobs or careers that will meet your salary expectations, di ba? Who wouldn't like a high salary, di ba? Lahat naman tayo. So, look for companies who will be able to also match your expectations. Hindi naman masamang mag-expect ng mataas, no, even if you're a fresh graduate. Of course, we will not be able to identify or give you an exact salary bracket for a specific role, because that's usually confidential. But know your worth, of course. Also, it helps, no? For example, giisip kayo, mga pag-graduate or mga nag-graduate recently. Ano ba yung tamang sagutin sa HR kapag nag-ask sila kung ano yung expected salary mo? So, if you really don't have an idea, you can ask your friends or mga siguro higher batch than you, no? Who are on the same field. So, ano ba yung possible bracket that I can answer on that question? Or if you don't have anyone to ask, you can also search sa Google on a specific job position. Tapos ano yung average na salary for that role. So it's already available online. Everything is available online. So you just have to really research about it and try to check if that also matches your expectation. Ayan. So lastly, no, how do I identify my style? So, looking at the way you prefer to carry out different tasks, yung style naman is how you want to do things. Ayan. So, observing how others do tasks, ask yourself if you would do it the same way or what you would have done differently. Why you do things a certain way? Is it because of your values or what you think is important? So the way you do things might also be affected by what your strengths are. So medyo related din siya dun sa kanina, no? Or what you like doing. For example, you might find that you always approach tasks from a creative angle. And I hope you still remember yung tatlo kanina, no? So we have interest, we have strengths, we have motivation, and then last, yung style. So how will knowing your style help you with your career choices? This On this one, you have to answer the question: where would your style be most suited? So if you're a list maker and you like things organized, there may be jobs or careers that are suited to this. Ayan. For example, a PA or a personal assistant. Right now, no, sobrang daming virtual assistant na openings din nakikita ko sa TikTok sometimes. So if you like being organized, if you like doing projects, or if you like being an individual contributor, this may be a job for you, a party planner or a project manager again. If you're a creative person, like the one from the module, no, si Laila yung person doon. Consider careers where you can use your creativity, for example, advertising, graphic designing, media, or teaching. Okay? So, again, these are screenshots from Skills to Succeed, no? So I'll give you the link later as well. Para if in case you'd be interested to take other modules within S2S, you can pick it at your own pace naman. So it's also being used for free. So wala naman siyang bayad. So again, in summary, again, we have 4 areas to identify what makes you tick. That's interests, strengths, style, and motivation. Becoming more self aware about what makes you tick is a huge step in the right direction to making the right choices for you. So always remember that. And as promised, ayan, so for those who might be interested to take modules, mga bite-sized modules to, so mga 5 to I think 40 to 50 minutes. So maikli lang yung mga modules na to. If you're interested, just go to, ayan, highlighted there at the top. That's s2sacademy.ph. So it's again an online platform developed by Accenture to help our partner schools and the students. No, so under S2S Academy, we have 36 different modules. We have 6 modules for choose a career, 20 modules for getting a job, and 10 modules for success in work. So kapag nag-register kayo, it will only take you, I think, a minute to complete the registration because it will only ask about your, I think, name, email, tapos it will ask about a specific code, pero merong identified code doon. I-click nyo lang sa baba. Merong hyperlink doon. Tapos, once you're done with the registration, you can already look for modules that you're interested about. So, most of it are about employment. And then recently, we added new skills now, which is I think 20 plus modules now, so different siya from this one, but it will again help you become more employable in the future. So for those na who are also looking for example, mga trainings na panlagay sa resume in the future, you can again take trainings here. And mas maganda kasi you will be able to identify topics na mas gusto nyong i-take, no? And everything is interactive, very interactive and fun to take. So, hindi siya yung usual training lang online. It's interactive. You'll have to click things, answer questions. But again, wala namang pass or fail. So I hope you'd be interested to visit sosacademy.ph. Ayan. So, to learn more, please visit www.accenture.com/ph students. And if in case you're interested about our job opening, sobrang dami po namin job opening, so I hope you'd be interested. Please visit jobs180.com/Accenture. We have openings for health-related courses, for business, technology, and actually all the rest of the courses as long as you're interested to enter an IT BPO industry. No? And if in case you have questions, I dropped my email here. That's agustina.c.reyes@accenture.com. So if in case may gusto kayong i-ask about employment or anything under the sun, just send me an email. I usually reply within 24 to 48 hours. So I'm very responsive naman. So yeah, that's the end of my presentation. So again, thank you CMB and thank you Jobs 180 for inviting us. I'll be open for questions na po. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Miss Agot. So to our audience, the floor is now open for questions. Ma'am, I hope you don't mind. Ito pong question na to ay hindi umabot dun sa speaker a while ago. So we'd like
Okay.
to ask this from Joel Redoble o Yangurin. What if the person is not prepared but answers the interview well? Would there be a chance to proceed to the next step? Kasi ma'am, yung conversation namin a while ago is
Mm-mm.
that kapag hindi ka prepared, lumalabas sa interview mo, parang nagsa-stutter ka, paikot-ikot yung sinasabi mo, ganun. So siguro ma'am, ito yung tanong nung job seeker.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks, Shadi. And thanks, Joel, for the question. No? I also heard about that discussion earlier. And yeah, it actually comes out if you're not prepared for an interview. But there are students, specifically those who are yung sobrang active in school, like yung mga school or mga active school organizations, mga ganyan, mga student representatives, most of them are really good in communicating. So there are times na even if you ask them and they're not prepared, they can ace the question and they can wing it. If that's the case and you're still able to answer the question properly, yes, there's a huge chance that you can proceed to the next step. So it's not only about uh, um the way you prepare for the question, no, but if you're really articulate and ma-answer mo yung question properly, it also shows that you can do things abruptly or kahit impromptu kaya mo siyang gawin or sagutin, which is also a good behavior. Kasi, for example, when you're presenting naman sa mga managing directors or clients, hindi naman every time you know the questions, right? So, there will be times na meron mga surprise questions that you have to answer. And if you're able to, again, ace it and wing it, you're a good candidate for the position. So, yeah.
Thank you for answering the question, ma'am. So to our audience, pwede magtanong ha. So ako yung mauna. Miss Agot, this is a personal question. I hope masagot niyo po. Ma'am, anong ginagawa niyo kung nagdidwindle na po yung productivity ninyo? How do you get back on track? Like
Mm.
personal ma'am, personal tips or personal strategy.
Yeah, that's actually a good question. Lalo ngayon, no? Kasi most of the, like for example kami, most of us are doing work from home. So hindi siya katulad ng setup when you're at the office na you'll see all of your workmates working, ganyan. Kapag nasa bahay ka, you'll see your, for example, kapatid mo nakita mo nag-mobile games o kaya nanonood ng TV. And sometimes it's really about the discipline. So how will you be able to keep the discipline even if no one's watching? No. Ako when I work, I don't I don't go to the bed. I don't lie down. I usually just remain on my workstation even if wala akong ginagawa masyado or even if naka-break ako. Kasi baka tamarin ka kapag humiga ka or kapag gumawa ka ng other things or kapag nanood ka ng something or nag-play ka ng games, no? So, you have to keep that again momentum, yung nasabi ko kanina. It may be different for different people, but for me it works. Once I started yung momentum, I don't lose focus on it. I try to do things one after the other. Um, and if in case medyo hindi talaga gumagana yung brain cells ko at nahihirapan na ako maka-accomplish ng task, I try to get up, drink water, or eat something, no? Para at least medyo ma-refresh yung mind mo. Kasi baka um, nasosobrahan naman na yung sarili mo in working and you have to of course take a rest for a few minutes, no, or a few moments before getting back, baka at least ma-refresh yung mind mo and you will be able to do a task faster. Ayan.
Ayan. Thank you for that, ma'am. So, according to Miss Agot, set up a dedicated workstation. Ayan. So,
Correct.
second question, ma'am. Is it true that compared to many years ago, freshers these days have lower threshold for stress? Or are they just like more aware that things have changed and that they don't need to be hard on their set on themselves in comparison with other generation na
Mm-mm.
talagang hard work is hard work.
Yes, oo. Actually, if you're going to ask your parents, for example, who are working on the corporate, most of them will really tell you na kailangan mahanap mo na yung company na where you will retire. Dapat hindi kayong palipat-lipat ng job, no? Kasi most of the people right now, mga millennials, Gen Z, they tend to jump from one job to another. So it's really a different generation. Even my mom tells me na just stay on your job kasi siya parang she's been working within the same company for 20 years already, no? Um but for the generation right now, I think yung reason why most of the people have lower threshold when it comes to stress is because nasanay tayo dun sa mga instant, 'di ba? Sobrang bilis na ng mga technologies right now eh. So you wouldn't have to really wait and and yun naman yung negative din nun. Hindi tayo naging ganun ka-patient when it comes to things, no? So some people may tend to again jump from one job to another if they don't see progress. Kasi nga medyo nagmamadali sila. If they don't get promoted like mga 2 years, ganyan, or 3 years, they already feel disheartened and tend to apply to another company. So it may be a negative behavior of this generation, but there's also a positive thing about it. Kasi hindi kayo nasasanay na nasa isang lugar lang without having progress. You always want to have progress and you want it to show and you want to be more visible. So it's also a good thing. So if that keeps you motivated, then go ahead. But of course, you have to also look into your environment. And for example, 3 years hindi ka na po-promote. Look into your workmates, for example. Is it usual for the company to promote employees within 3 years? Or dapat ba 4 years? Mga ganyan. Kasi for some companies, hindi ganun karami yung organizational level. So hindi rin ganun ka-frequent talaga yung promotion kasi you'll have to wait. For one company, yung team lead might be a senior manager already for another company. So it differs, but again, you have to really identify ano ba yung organizational structure within your company and patch it kasi you're there, no? And you have to adapt to the culture. Otherwise, if you really feel that there's no progress, you're not growing anymore, even if you tried really hard, that's the time you can already look for another opportunity.
Ayan. Thank you for that clarification, ma'am. Ayan. So, to our audience, are you sure that there are no more questions? Ayan. So, sige, pwede pa kayo humabol. Pero now, ma'am, we'd like to present the certificate. So, this is from CMU po. So, the CMU Office of Admission, Scholarship, and Placement would like to present the certificate of recognition to Ms. Agot Reyes in grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation for the invaluable services rendered as resource person during the webinar Marketing Me Live via CMU official Facebook page. Given this 13th of September 2022 at Central Mindanao University, Misuan Bukidnon, signed by Dr. Dennis Tan, a PhD Director for OASP, Dr. Jose Alexander Abella DVM, PhD, VP for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Jesus Antonio Derihe, DVM, PhD, CMU President. Ayan. So, Miss Agot, on behalf of our team, thank you din po. And we look forward to inviting you, ma'am, sa iba pang
Thank
sessions
you.
with other
Thanks,
universities.
Shari. Thanks, CMU and Jobs 180 po. Salamat.
Ayan. Thank you, Miss Agot. Have a great day. Ayan. So, to our audience, huwag kayong mahiya magtanong. Okay lang magtanong. So, meron pa tayong isang topic at isa pang speaker. So, next topic is top skills companies look for when hiring fresh graduates. So, this will be presented by Sir John Paul Pong Galang, Talent Acquisition Specialist for VXI Global. Sir Pong started his career in the BPO industry 12 years ago as a technical support customer service representative with a US based telecommunications company. He was asked to join the training team and support new hire employees undergo product specifics training. He was he was also a backend network IT support for 2 years, supporting business accounts all over Australia, and a certified level 2 Microsoft Office 365 support, certified tier 1 Cisco VoIP support specialist, and a motovlogger slash video content creator. Sir Pong? Hi,
Hi
sir.
guys.
Good morning.
Hi, good
Ayan.
morning.
Sir, ayan, I can see your screen, sir. I can see your deck. Ayan.
Yeah.
So, I'll leave you to it po. I'll be back for Q&A. Thank you, Sir Pong.
Thank you, Sherry. So guys, good morning. And again, my name is Pong. So we're going to discuss right now the top skills employers look for with their new hires or their potential employees. So the first thing that we usually look for is critical thinking and problem solving skills, right? Because critical thinking is necessary for almost every job. Employees need to be able to analyze evidence, question assumptions, test hypotheses, and observe and draw conclusions from any form of data. Critical thinking is not just a skill, but a habit formed to help with problem solving. So, with that being said, guys, with critical thinking, this is a skill honed with time, right? With experience, with the things that you always do in your day to day life. It's not just with the job, right? Starting off with your high school, your secondary education, your college degree, critical thinking and problem solving skills is always applied. So it's really important that you have this skill because regardless of what type of business you're in, it's really important that you have this, right? Because within this, specifically with the BPO industry, critical thinking is really important, especially if it would be a customer service support, especially if you're encountering calls and asking questions that are somewhat vague. It's up to you to critically think and assess the problem and ask further questions and what might be the probable solution or might be the possible answer that you could provide in a certain scenario or a certain problem, right? So critical thinking is really important for any employer. That's why with any interviews they would ask some hypothetical questions to assess your critical thinking and problem solving skills. And next, that would be the teamwork and collaboration skills, right? Because by interacting and collaborating with your colleagues, the organization or company will have growth and success. Everyone has a different skill set they bring to the table. By interacting with your coworkers, you may reach a better conclusion or idea than you would have on your own. When arriving at your new career with new quality teamwork skills already in your pocket, you can be a step ahead of the competition. These skills can promote unity in the workplace. Teamwork can provide improved productivity. It promotes work synergy and can provide new learning opportunities. Okay, so regardless of again what type of industry you'd be applying to or what company, it's still important for teamwork uh, to be observed. Why? Because that's why we have multiple departments. That's why we have multiple lines of businesses. Like there's an accounting, there's HR, human resource, there's maintenance, there's security, right? It's really quite crucial, guys, that teamwork is applied because as it has been mentioned, synergy, unity. For a company to work properly, every aspect of every gear within that machine should work properly, and they should communicate accordingly if there's a need to. And collaboration is always important. Again, there's no I in team. All right. So next would be the professionalism and strong work ethics. People who practice strong work ethics are less likely to procrastinate the task at hand, are the first to step up and take on a new task. By having a professional attitude and strong work ethics, employers will be more interested in considering you for promotion, new jobs, or other positive outcomes. Okay, so with strong work ethic, guys, it doesn't really mean to say that you go ahead and accept any job or any, just say yes. Don't be a yes man. That's a different thing. Strong work ethics, if you're given a certain responsibility, you do it on time, you do it properly, and you do it according to the company's bylaws or the company's guidelines, right? You don't you don't break any rules, and you follow the procedure, right? That's strong work ethics. Aside from that, you finish your job on time. Any responsibility that has been provided to you, you finish it on time, right? Even before you are asked for an update, or they're asking for where is the this is the deadline, you've already completed it. That's strong work ethics, right? And professionalism, guys, it's always important that you try and address any employee or any colleague of yours professionally as possible, right? Because again, it goes back to teamwork. If you are able to communicate accordingly in a professional way, then all gears within that certain machine or company would be working perfectly. So next is communication skills, right? Over communication is one area of improvement that is relatively simple to overcome. The more simple the message, the more likely the message is to be accurately received. Keep your message short, clear, and concise. Another method of improving oral communication is by engaging your audience. By not only talking, but also by creating a conversation, you can better communicate your ideas and concepts, as well as hear new ideas, questions, or various inputs. And lastly, be a listener. To improve your skills and communicate effectively, you first and foremost must be a good listener. Be genuinely listening to what others have to say. You are able to provide more thoughtful answers and comments. So, guys, with communication skills, I've mentioned this earlier as well. Communication is always the key to any company, right? Keeping the line of communication open is very important. So that's why we have also a tendency for Filipinos to over communicate, right? We over explain things to the point wherein we get out of the main point, the main reason why we're talking about a certain topic, right? So it's really important that we keep it simple. We go ahead and discuss it in a straightforward manner, because if you over explain or you over communicate, there's a tendency that the things that you're saying would be misinterpreted. All right. And lastly, it's a two-way conversation for communication, right? You talk, and you also need to listen. For We have this motto from my previous company that I always carry with me: feedback is a gift. Okay, regardless if it's there's no such thing as negative comments. All right, everything should be looked into as positive criticism or positive comments. Why? Because it's an opportunity for you to look at yourself and see what's wrong and what you could improve, because nobody's perfect, and that's why communication is always the key. Okay, so lastly is leadership. First, you have to find your leadership style. Once you identify your strengths and what your standards of excellence are, you can begin to develop your leadership style around those qualities. Once you have honed in on your leadership style, you have to begin creating a culture of self reinforcing behavior and practices. When people see that you are enthusiastic and passionate about the work you are doing, they too get excited about their work. By creating this upbeat culture, productivity and workflow will increase. Alternatively, seeing lack of enthusiasm and passion will have the opposite impact on the workplace culture. So, guys, once you step into any company, once you are hired, not you are not only expected to work for them. In the future, there is always an opportunity for you to be promoted and be a leader and manage your people, your own department, etc. Right? So any employee has the potential to be a leader once you are hired, or once they're looking into your information and your potential. Okay. So, with that being said, with your leadership, guys, it's always important to differentiate yourself from 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 leader and from a boss. Right? Leaders inspire, bosses command. Right? That's two different things. Okay? With leaders, it's important, guys, that as it says, you should be enthusiastic and passionate, not just with work, but with your people. Right? As an employee, you consider also you maintain a balance between your employees and the workload. Right? You could always weigh both aspects. So, aside from that, um, aside from leadership, communication, right? Professionalism and strong work ethics, teamwork and collaboration, and critical thinking and problem solving. That would be the five top key traits that any employer or company would be looking for with its employees. Right. So, thank you so much for your time, guys, and don't forget to visit www.jobs180.com/VXI for all information that you need if you're interested with applying with VXI. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Sir Paul. So to our audience, the
Hi.
floor is now open for questions. Ayan, so pwede na kayong maglagay ng tanong niyo dyan. So habang nag-iisip kayo, I'll go first. First question, sir.
Yes.
Worked with fresh grads before and maybe until now. So what is one thing that you wish they mastered before joining the industry?
Um. Okay. As part of the training team and supporting also new hires, with the current transition that we had before from normal days going into the pandemic and then going back to the new normal, there's a big difference with experience wise and learning. So that's the opportunity that we have with new hires, is that they were not really exposed that much to real life situations. You were It's not their fault. It's nobody's fault. This is what this is the situation that we needed to accept and we needed to adjust. So yeah, that's one opportunity that we're looking at. Lack of exposure to the environment and to the process itself, because they're cocooned inside their houses. Everyone was. So yeah, that's it.
Okay. So, sir, this is also connected to my second question. Ayan.
Okay.
So, we hear this term oftentimes. So, we hear it often. Snowflakes refers to people who are easily offended, emotional, entitled. What is your take on this? And do younger people tend to really have lower EQ? What do you say, sir?
Number one, um, let me answer the second question first. It's not the newer generation actually. It's every generation. There's always a that person that has that sensitivity that's beyond expectation or beyond the normal levels. And to deal with them, you'd have to just know them better. And again, you cannot be the same person to every. You can you need to adjust your behavior and your interaction to every person, because it does not apply that you'd be this type of behavior to one person, and this the other, this would be the same, because they have their own set of um, principles, ideas, right? So for people who are sensitive, who overreactive, or yung masyadong mareklamo, you really have to find their what do you call, well, we have this term, um, their buy-in. That's what we call it. If you find their buy-in, it's easier to manage that behavior, because if you get them to cooperate, and you get the if you present the ideas that you would like to present them in a way that they would be, it would be easier for them to understand, then it's definitely okay. But it takes time and it takes patience to do that, actually. And what was the first question again?
Snowflakes, sir. What
Okay.
is your take on snowflakes?
Yes, with snowflakes, mm, every company has that. Every company has that, and it's not um not all companies would have problems with that, because there are some companies that that doesn't require really a lot of interaction, so snowflakes can exist in that same situation. But if you are in a company that needs a lot of interaction with each other, and that would cause conflict, so there would be a need for an intervention for that. But not necessarily that it's a bad thing, because if someone who is oversensitive about something might notice a couple of details that a normal person would not, and that would might improve also the company itself, or the employees, or the management.
Okay. So, last question na lang po. What is your take on quiet quitting? So this is a concept that is circulating on Facebook and TikTok and Instagram. So what is your take on this, sir?
With quiet quitting, it's I think the definition of that is that parang bahala na lang.
Parang
Tama
ano,
ba?
sir, parang act your wage. I'm only paid 9 to 5, so I will not overextend myself. Only
Okay.
work from 9 to 5 with no parang I draw the line from here, parang ganon.
Okay. Yes. To be honest, I was like that before. Right, but in if you have like dreams or goals to move up the ladder, it's always important that you extend yourself and be open to any curricular activities, right? Because that is also a one way for the management to know that you're really interested and you really are passionate about the job, and they would have a second look at, hey, this guy has potential, he's working his ass off, he has potential, he's hardworking, right? So yeah, it's bet there would be a phase in your life that you would be a quiet quitter. Yes, that's understandable, but you'd need to get out of that phase if you have dreams and you have goals and aspirations in life,
All right.
because
So thank you.
you can't really settle for less.
Ayan. So thank you for that reminder, sir. No, we needed to hear that because it's a concept that's we understand where the people
Hmm.
are coming from. Like kasi nga napapagod kayo eh kasi nga toxic work culture eh. Eh, kaya they have come up with this term. But I guess there's also like as you said kailangan magpakabibo ka rin if you want if you
Yep,
want to you have to extend yourself more than what is asked of you if you really
correct.
want um
And
move up.
actually, boredom starts with yourself, right? If you find things to do, if your mindset is okay, I don't want to suck at my job, I don't want this job to suck, so you're gonna look for something more to do within that occupation.
Yeah, totally agree, sir.
Mhm.
Ayan. So okay, so here, sir, we the CMU office of OASP office prepared a certificate for you. So the certificate of recognition is awarded to Sir John Paul Galang in grateful acknowledgement and sincere appreciation for the invaluable services rendered as resource speaker as resource person during the webinar entitled Marketing Me Live via the CMU official Facebook page. Given the 13th day of September 2022 at Central Mindanao University, Musuan, Bukidnon, signed by Dr. Dennis A. Tan, PhD, Director for OASP, Dr. Jose Alexander Ciabella, DVM, PhD, VP for Academic Affairs, and Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Dereje, DVM, PhD, University President. And sir will try to send us via email.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Pong, and we hope we can invite you to other sessions in other
Sure.
universities.
Definitely.
Ayan. Thank you, Sir Pong. So to our audience, we hope you had fun as much as we did. So please be reminded that we have an evaluation form at the end of this webinar. But before we close, we'd like to call on Dr. Dennis Aitan, Director for OASP, to give us the closing remarks.
A pleasant morning to everyone. I am so happy that we have this webinar today as one of the many events of the 112th Foundation anniversary of our beloved Central Mindanao University. This activity is made possible with the concerted aspirations of individuals and agencies who exerted efforts from the planning to the implementation proper of this webinar. With this successful webinar today, I wish to extend our deepest thanks to, first, to our CMU students and alumni for actively participating in the live stream despite technical challenges. Second, our thanks to our partner agencies and offices in the university. We have to the jobs180.com for being our strongest partner, headed by Mr. Kim Chua, the managing director, for providing the technical expertise in using the virtual platforms and this live streaming of the webinar. To the Office of Student Affairs, headed by the Director, Dr. Shirley Cordova, for helping us in the dissemination of this webinar so that all students of Central Mindanao University will be able to attend virtually. Third, to our speakers, first, Mr. Kim Chua, the Managing Director of the Jobs180.com, for teaching the students on how to apply for a job using resume link. Second, to Ms. Fenina Therese Simando for sharing her precious interview tips and to how to improve communication skills. And of course, to Ms. Agot Reyes for expounding the topics on the top skills companies look for when hiring fresh graduates. And of course, our thanks to our dynamic host. Thank you very much again for making the event very lively. To our University President, Dr. Jesus Antonio G. Dereje, and the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jose Alexander Ciabella, thank you so much, sirs, for the unending support, trust, and confidence. And finally, to our Almighty God the Father, for all His unending love, protection, and provision that made our event today a success. Our deepest gratitude to our Lord, our Maker. Again, thank you very much and happy 112th anniversary, Central Mindanao University. Stay safe and God bless everyone.
Thank you for that, Dr. Tan. So please don't forget to evaluate, guys. The form will only be open until 8 p.m. today. So this form is under the control of the CMU OASP office. So we'll put it in the comment section and we'll also put it up on the screen. So, ayan. So while we're waiting for that, we would also like to play. This was cut a couple of sa umpisa nung webinar natin, na-cut kasi siya. So, we'll try to play it again. So, this is a recorded message, the inspirational message from Dr. Jesus Antonio Derije. Ayan.
My greetings to the Managing Director of Jobs180.com, our partner agency, Mr. Kim Chua, to our guest resource speakers, to the Vice President for Academic Affairs, Dr. Jose Alexander Ciabella, to the members of the CMU Administrative Council of Central Mindanao University, students, alumni, friends, and guests. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all. At the outset, allow me to welcome you all to this second virtual webinar with the theme Marketing Me Live in celebration of Central Mindanao University Foundation Day. This is facilitated by the Office of Admissions, Scholarships, and Placement, OASP, in collaboration with the Office of Student Affairs, OZA, and Jobs180.com. This virtual webinar aims to provide an opportunity to our students on how they market themselves when they are applying for a job later on and how to make themselves future ready. Also, this webinar not only focus on how our students market themselves, but also on how to stay positive and how to boost their productivity at work. Central Mindanao University is a premier state institution of higher learning that has been consistent in pursuing excellence in instruction, research, extension, and resource generation. I am pleased to see many students virtually present here today to join this webinar. Today is a unique opportunity to listen and learn something new, especially when one graduates in college later on. Having virtual webinar in the midst of global challenges brought by COVID-19 is not easy due to restrictions of movements. But CMU is always ready to go an extra mile just to provide opportunities for our graduating students and alumni to pursue professional career employment after graduation. When times are tough, remember that Central Mindanao University always has your back. From networks of faculty and staff that will go the extra mile for you, to professors who give you as much wisdom and enough experiences to be immersed in the humanist philosophy that lives in your heart. Never give up in life. You can do any work brightly. Keep working hard and follow your dream. I have seen your dedication and way to study. Do not be stressed. Take your time and do your best. You will excel. Even if things become tough, never give up. This event is our way of holding you up too. So I urge everyone to maximize this one great opportunity. Remember always that we are here for you and we are preparing you for your brighter future. Again, CMU is grateful to your participation and support to this webinar. May our excited efforts will be paid off for our students' better future. Thank you very much and mabuhay ang Central Mindanao University.
Thank you for that, Dr. Derihe. So to our audience, we put the evaluation link at the comment section. So we'll also put it up. So that's bit.ly/ marketing me live 9-13-2022. So please make sure that you evaluate within until 8 p.m. only today. Ayan. So, please make sure that you're using your institutional email address. That's the one with the CMU. So, dapat po yun daw yung gamit ninyo para ma-access nyo po yung forms. Ayan. So, if ever you have questions, please go to the CMU official Facebook page and ask them kung meron pa pong question regarding the evaluation form. Ayan. So, please watch out for the next set of webinars that we are hosting this week. So you can visit our Facebook page for the topics that will be discussed, and you're welcome to join in any of those sessions. So kung interesting yung topics para sa inyo, pwede kayong manood din. For free din yun. Ayan. So we also would like to invite you guys to join our job seeker community on Facebook. We're slowly building it. So the link is facebook.com/jobs180 jobseekers. Ayan. So hanapin nyo lang sa Facebook. So with that, our session ends today, and we hope you learned as much. So thank you everyone, and have a great afternoon. Bye everyone. Bye people.
I felt that my work before didn't give me the continuous learning and career growth I was looking for. Hi, I'm Isa. I am the Clinical Training and Quality Lead for Care Innovation Operations. I am also a nurse by profession, licensed in the state of New York.
Hi, I'm Rosro. I was a Philippine registered nurse when I joined Accenture. I signed up for the USRN Build program, where I was able to get my US nursing license. I now handle a group of USRNs for a US health insurance client.
Hi, I'm Rosh. I'm a service delivery lead in health and a global process owner for provider operations, leading a team across Manila, Ilocos, and Chennai.
I felt that my work before didn't give me the continuous learning and career growth I was looking for. So, I joined Accenture as a US registered nurse. Now, I am a clinical training and quality manager. As a nurse, we review patients' medical records to make sure that services are medically necessary.
Our team caters to North America's leading healthcare payers, providers like doctors and nurses, and non-traditional health organizations. We help our clients meet the essential expectations that every person has of the healthcare system: access, experience, and outcomes. We have a strong learning and development capability for our talents. The opportunity to learn and develop new skills is not limited to your specific function or role.
I've learned different skills in leadership, business acumen, technology like robotic process automations, and artificial intelligence, which gave me the advantage in managing the various clinical teams for delivery and quality.
The USRN Build program is an Accenture initiative wherein the company provides opportunities for Philippine registered nurses to become US registered nurses. Accenture shoulders all of the expenses, starting from the review center, processing of all of your documents on your behalf, and all the way down to taking the USRN licensure exam. All you have to do is just focus on the review and pass the test.
As a first-time mom of a 1-year-old boy, Accenture gave me the opportunity to work with flexibility, which allows me to spend more time with my son, while at the same time feel more connected with my team all over the world.
Future Ready is being able to get ahead of the curve. For the last 17 years, I have seen the healthcare industry continue to evolve and adapt to change. The pandemic has accelerated the shift to digital, opening the untapped potential in deploying AI and robotic process automation, all with a goal to be future ready. With Accenture as their partner, our insights and value-driven culture will help our clients deliver their promise of care to their customers.
Hello, I'm Vixie, the automated recruitment assistant of VXI Philippines. Do you want to know how to jumpstart an awesome career? Join VXI and be part of the International ICT Award 2019's Best Employer of the Year finalist, Best Company of the Year, Best Contact Center, Most Innovative Company of the Year for 2 years, Hall of Fame for Best Contact Center and BPO Company of the Year for 2017, 2018, and 2019. We are hiring account representatives for customer service, sales, and technical support. Find us in a site near you. Quezon City, Makati City, Mall of Asia, Pasay, Clark, Pampanga, and Davao City. Enjoy a competitive compensation package and industry best incentives. Apply via Facebook Messenger at VXIPH. Email us at careersph@vxi.com. Text your full name, location, and preferred interview schedule to 0917-777-5555 for Luzon and 0965-932-9745 or 0961-757-8361 for Davao. We can't wait to have you on the team soon. Apply now!